Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Dark chocolate number 1, white chocolate 2, milk chocolate 3.
Yeah.
You agree?
I do agree.
Is there more? There probably is more. I mean, I know there's like semi-sweet chocolate chip. Just if we're going on those, dark 1, white 2, milk 3. Milk chocolate's good, but dark chocolate, the best. Hopefully everybody had a good break, like I said, or good holiday, good time with family, friends, loved ones, safe and secure. By the way, I know, Chris, you said it. I said it coming in too, or noticed it coming in. Super foggy this morning. Like the foggiest day I've seen in a while.
What is this? Stephen King's The Mist?
Is it good?
I think it's a little too scary for you.
How long is it? 2 hours?
It's like a solid hour 40.
How long till I'm scared?
Immediately.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Opening scenes?
Yeah. Captain Holt, who plays Keegan Murray in The Rewind, is in that movie.
Very special guest, Keegan Murray in The Rewind. If you know, you know. Like, I mean, literally, you have to listen to Rewind closely to see who's associated with whom. There's some people get recurring themes, and that would be one. That would be one. How was your Christmas?
Yeah, it's fine.
Doesn't sound like it was that great.
It was okay.
Okay.
I was here.
On Christmas Day you did. Which game did you do?
I got to do the Lions game, which was really fun because in my fantasy football final, I have Jared Goff as my quarterback.
Did you lose?
Going to.
In both or in one?
In both.
Oh, but which one?
Because
you were talking the most trash with your friend.
In the work one, we were talking about who I was going up against. They have Derrick Henry.
Which was after that Lions game.
So I somehow need to win in both. I would need Puka Nacua to have a night like he did on last Thursday, but for Matt Stafford not to get any points.
You lost. Dave needs Puka Nacua too as well. I talked to Dave yesterday. He's off today. He's off tomorrow as well. We're here today and tomorrow for this week. But Dave said he needs, like, I think he said it's literally of the 16 games the Rams have played, or I guess, 16. He said Puka Nacua would need the point total that he got in 8 of them. So in half of the games, he would win his fantasy league.
Okay, weirdo, party of one.
If he has the other half, he loses.
Does that?
Looks at what they did in the past?
Yeah.
I don't know. He did.
Looks at every single game.
Probably took no time to see what he scored every week. I did the same thing as you, Chris. Like, I'm falling apart. Totally falling apart at the end. In one league did make the playoffs. The other one, I was the number one team going in. Made it, lost in the semis. Then it's like, all right, we still have third place money. So, and I needed a monster game from Christian McCaffrey, who was having it, but I needed like one more score, which was being greedy. Didn't get that. And then in my one that's the most important one to me that has the total points all the way through the year, it's like we are definitely finishing first, probably second at worst. Now we're in third, and we're just leaking oil. And it's like, man, everybody that was anybody on our team is just bad here at the end. You're like, man, I hate that. But it's part of the deal. Hopefully everyone else didn't have anything quite like that for their fantasy football this weekend, and likely it was the finals for most of you. But we do welcome you in. Dwayne Baker is saying, what is a day off? Good question. Maybe some of you didn't have a day off. No days off. That's the hard part with the NBA. I mean, technically I had some mornings off here, which was nice to have. But the Kings played while we were gone during the break, including last night. They played Saturday. They played 2 days before Christmas. So it was nice to have a little bit of a stretch of time off. I will tell you, I made the most of that. I have no problem going back to a regular stay up late routine, wake up late, or try to wake up. I think when I say wake up late, the most important thing is wake up without an alarm. And I don't know, I've done the mornings long enough that you would think I would wake up without an alarm, but I need the alarm to get up for these early mornings. Because when I get to the weekend and or holidays, days off, I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping as much as I can get. So I'm glad to catch up a little bit on that. But today on the show, we've got a lot coming your way. It's Chris and I hanging out here. We mentioned Kings Rewind. We will have that for you. And it's not one. It's not two. It's three. It's a triple the fun size rewind today because we've got to go all the way back to the Pistons, the Mavericks, and then last night's Lakers game. We will spend quite a bit of time on, we always say, hey, sometimes recency bias, but I don't know, feels like it was the most recent game, but also the most meaningful game and a great game. Last night, Sunday Night Football, incredible 49ers-Bears game, and the Bears have been working magic all season long, and it sure felt like they were going to do it again, but the Niners survived. We will talk about that. Matt Barrow scheduled to join us at 9 a.m. this morning, as he usually does each and every Monday morning, which is brought to you by our friends at Stockton Honda. So we will have that. We will have celebrity birthdays and crosstalk to wrap up the show. And in between, a lot of our regular staples like 3 for Madness. We will reset a busy weekend of the NFL now that all the scenarios are pretty much laid out and in place. What's at stake for Week 18? And a lot of people that deem the NFL is scripted. We got a good script for this final week. Niners, Seahawks, and technically, those are the ones that can get the 1 seed. You've got 3 in the AFC that can get the 1 seed. You've got 2 playoff spots and division titles for grabs this week with the NFC South between Tampa Bay and Carolina, who, by the way, play each other, and the NFC North with the Ravens and the Steelers, who, by the way, play each other. So the NFL has a good setup for the final week. Even if your fantasy leagues are over, it'll be worth watching the NFL, as it usually is, this week. And just with the holiday and Christmas being Thursday, a day of 5 NBA games, 3 NFL games, there was NFL... Was there NFL Friday? No, there was NFL Saturday, and then yesterday we have our final NFL game of the week tonight. The NFL has been spread out. The NBA has been playing games. There's been a lot going on over the last couple of days. So we're going to have a segment coming up later this hour, just catching you up on stuff that was going on since we've been out. We did a show last on Tuesday, and there's been a lot that's happened in the sports world that maybe sometimes it feels like, the cycle moves quickly. And for example, something like Keegan Murray getting injured, like that feels like it's a long time ago now. He's almost back because he was going to be reevaluated in a week, but it's nearly been a week since he got hurt and missed a game. Missed a couple of games here. So we will get into all those things. There's some baseball in there, certainly NBA, NFL, college football. We'll have 3 for Madness. Lots on the Niners, lots on the Kings throughout today's show. I know also, where was this on our chat line? Dwayne was saying, end of Christmas storm with another coming for New Year. I may get a day off in February. Well, there are a lot of people that have to work in those kind of situations, certainly, and we appreciate everybody that helps take care of and assist the rest of us. Let's Let's see. Let me see if I get the dates right. Yeah, Tuesday we did our last show. The Kings played that night against Detroit. After that game, I elected to drive to my in-laws with my wife and my son. And Chris, that night we compared it. Drive, yeah. I needed that with a little bit of a shield around the car. It was super windy driving down 99 to the Central Valley, about an hour and 40-minute drive for us. So nothing terrible. But
ripping.
Oh, it's always ripping. At least it was nighttime, so ripping wasn't. That's where always ripping without failure has traffic.
It's a terrible town.
We hate Ripon. Yeah, we're talking to you, Ripon. We hate you. And your water tower sign. Anyway, a little before there, and really most of the drive, Elk Grove and south, just wind. All right, well, we've all dealt with wind before. That's fine. The amount of tumbleweeds that were just flying everywhere, at bits that other cars hit, or our car would hit, and it's one of those things like it was a little bit rainy, not dramatically, but the roads were wet, so you certainly don't want to swerve. You don't really want to hit a tumbleweed. It's not super dangerous, but at least in my experience. But natural instincts are, you see this ball of twigs coming at you, you want to not have it hit your car. So we're driving. It's like, here comes one. There's a car in my right hip. I can't I can't go to the right lane. You just got to hope it doesn't hit very hard. Boom. I hit it. And another one, or another car in front of us hits a tumbleweed. Boom. Shrapnel into our car. And if it was a video game, we would have crashed and died many times. I mean, the amount of tumbleweeds I hit, it was almost like I was collecting coins and trying to hit them from Mario. Like, it was incredible. And I don't remember that happening. I'm sure it has before, but it seemed like one of the windiest days and just stuff that was flying about the freeway. So we had that day. And then Christmas, I know, and Christmas Eve was a really bad storm. We were in most of the day still at the in-laws. We elected to come back Christmas night. And then we did that proverbial threading of the needle. We left my in-laws, which, again, is about an hour and 40 away. And we were looking at the weather, and we're like, all right, I think if we leave around now, we're going to get hit by a little bit of rain here, but it looks like it stopped in Sacramento. And we got about 10 minutes of rain on our hour and 40 drive and just made it all the way back because we had heard Sacramento was just a mess on Christmas and Christmas Eve. So made it through all of that safely, made it here to where we are, and hopefully each and every one of you had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Let's see, 530. Naturally, Dave is not there. Dude swears he's Jim Rome as he takes so much time off. Jim Rome takes a lot of time off, doesn't he? I think he does.
Yeah, I haven't heard him in years.
Yeah. I mean, he's usually after us. I haven't even seen him. Have you, Chris? I haven't even seen him in the building.
No.
Yeah. That's a good point. Really good point. Did you guys end up doing tamales?
Of course.
Okay. Well, where's the food, dude? Is it not happening?
What do you mean?
I don't know. You usually bring in tamales.
I forgot them at home.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow.
I trust you. If Dave said that, the chances are at about 6%.
But with me, it's probably about a solid 63.
I was going to put a 7 in the first number. So maybe a 74% chance. We'll see. I'm going to try not to mention it again, and we'll put that number to a test. I'm putting Chris at a 74% chance of remembering tamales for tomorrow. We'll see. I know that's a big family thing. Are you still the one that's in charge of going to get everything?
Oh, yeah.
And then what? Making drinks for everybody?
Yep.
Did you succeed?
I did. Everyone was happy. I'm trying to remember. I think we did this before. Yeah, it was the weekend before Christmas.
Oh, I thought you hadn't made them yet.
No, we did.
Oh, okay. So you've already done that. Gotcha. But you were successful in your job. Everybody's got a role. You were a star in your role.
A couple of the kids were bad-mouthing me, so we'll see what they get next year.
Why?
Because, they asked, I asked for coffee, but you didn't bring cream. Oh, did you ask for cream? I'm sorry. No, I didn't ask, but I just assumed you'd put it in.
The kids?
Yeah. They're like 15, 16.
Starting early with the coffee. I'm not going to walk over there before I get my coffee. Okay. Well, you can hit us up today, as always, on our YouTube page. We thank you for being there. And while you're there, hit that thumbs up button at the bottom of the screen. We appreciate that. Also, our text line, 916-339-1140. Phone lines as well, 1-800-920-1140 or that 916-339-1140. I'm Jason Ross. He's Christopher Laud. We've got a lot to cover today, but let's start you out right away, right off the top of the show with a little leading off.
Let's do it.
Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
It was a 3-game slide that really drew the ire of J.J. Redick. And the Lakers have responded impressively with a victory over the Kings of 125-101.
I don't like losing. I know there's plenty. I mean, this year's, there's a lot of reasons to, I guess, endorse the losing and hope that that benefits the Kings in the long term. There's some arguments for that, but I just don't like losing to the Lakers. I don't. Sorry, poor sport. That's fine. They won fair and square. Nothing wrong with the way they won. They defeated the Kings. They're 2-0 against Sacramento. That was the G-Man on the call last night from L.A. Kings in a rare spot where they're going to be in L.A. for a couple days. They will play the Clippers tomorrow night. But I think this was the we were talking about weather. Sorry for the analogy, but the perfect storm against the Kings in this one. We talk about schedule opportunities, schedule wins, taking advantage of another team. I think the Kings were a little bit of a victim of that. Sacramento actually had been playing some pretty good basketball coming into that game. Coming off a win Saturday, so it's a second game of a back-to-back. That's challenging, not the most brutal, going from Sacramento to L.A. and playing earlier Saturday probably had some advantages. Also, you had a very, very motivated Laker team. Just you ran into them probably at the wrong time. J.J. Redick publicly called them out and was expecting a different result and got that, and the Stars responded with LeBron and Luka. And then the third part, I mean, probably the most obvious part, and it's been going on for a while for this team, but hey, look, that's the hand they were dealt. Sabonis is out. Levine is out. Keegan Murray is now out. I mean, that's 3 of your most impactful starters you have. And throwing Eubanks, a rotational player, you're missing, nearly 60 points per game. And they can overcome all those things. But I think that was a little bit of it. And you just, again, the motivated Laker team, Kings didn't play great. And we'll get some of that audio a little bit later. But Doug, I know, mentioned it in the postgame, Coach Christie, about this felt like one of the games that maybe they were getting a little bit of progress going with the way they were playing, the physicality that they were playing with. And there was slippage. There was definite slippage yesterday. And that happens. You don't want it to happen. You hope it's a one-game slippage situation because, like, if we look back at the 3 games that were played while we were gone, or since we were gone last Tuesday. Tuesday night, they played Detroit. Now, Detroit beat the Kings, got off to an amazing start. I left that game not that discouraged because I actually thought the Kings played okay. Detroit was really good that game. Then you have the win against Dallas, a pretty complete performance for Sacramento, and last night. So we've had kind of a mixed bag of results by the Kings, but if I'm looking at, the first 2, I really like the way the Kings played. There was a win and a loss in there. Last night felt like regression, and there's always something you can find in the game. We'll go through that, whether it was Maxime Reynaud's double-double or Russell Westbrook making more history, but it wasn't the Kings' night. Lakers were the better team by a considerable amount and got the victory, and we will break that down a little bit more throughout this show, and we'll look back at all 3 games, certainly coming up, as we said, at 7:45 with Kings Rewind. All right, let's get to cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
No timeouts left. Here's the snap. Williams looking left. Williams looking right. Williams U-turns, gets away from Huff. Still looking, backpedaling, throws, and it is incomplete. The ball game is over, and the 49ers have won it. They come spilling onto the field. What an effort. What an effort by this 49ers defense. It is raucous here in Levi Stadium, and the 49ers are 1 game away from the 1 seed in the NFC.
Incredible football, great theater. I'll be candid with you. We have 2 TVs here in the studio. Last night, that game's going on while the Kings are playing the Lakers. And I have the audio listening to G-Man and Henry. They were in L.A. But watching the Kings game was on, listening to G-Man and Henry, but all my focus was on the 49er game. Incredible game. Now, I couldn't hear any of it because that one was muted. But incredible. And when the Niners scored that touchdown to go ahead, it was one of those things like you're excited, you're thrilled, you're like, this is going to be a great win. There's probably too much time. And then I'm like, wait, is there too much time in a way that maybe the Bears will score and give the Niners even another chance? I mean, there were so many things to break down from that game, and we will do that. But, some of the statistics and things you read after the game, first NFL game ever to be tied at 7, 14, 21, 28, and 35 in NFL history. The Bears have some things that went against them for the first time in NFL history, some of the numbers they were able to put up. So it just was one where you go, imagine if that was a playoff game. It felt like it was because of the meaning. The Bears still had their opportunity to get a 1 seed. The Niners now still have their opportunity to get a 1 seed. Both are in the playoffs. They don't have to worry about that. But if you now think about the scenario the 49ers are in, I'm assuming, and it's an unfair assumption, but I'm assuming that the Rams are going to win tonight against the Falcons and next week. And so if that's a fair assumption to connect, the Niners need to win in the worst of ways, not only to try to be the 1 seed and have everything go through San Francisco or Santa Clara, but if they don't even get that coveted wild card spot of being in the 5th position. Because if the Rams win both, the Niners would fall to 6 and then likely go to Philadelphia instead of, if you're 5th, I mean, that's not terrible because you're going to go play at Tampa or at Carolina. And I think the Niners can win either of those games. It'd be better to win. It'd be better to be the 1 seed, to get the week off, to get another opportunity to get Fred Warner closer to returning, get the bumps and bruises healed up, to be at home, to scout who you're going to play next. There are obvious reasons to want to finish first. I mean, just obvious. And if they did, what a year. It already is what a year for the 49ers. What a year for the 49ers, and what an amazing turnaround they've been able to do when it looked like they were just going to kind of scratch and claw, and would they make it? But for those that like, hey, they're fine with Mac Jones, and they are, man, how good has Brock Purdy been? I mean, he has been dynamic and the best football we've seen him play so far of his young career. He has been great. All right, let's get to cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
Stafford under center. Play action. Ready to deal. Lets it go right side. Caught! Puka at the 20. Puka at the 10. Puka touchdown! Matthew Stafford sends a missile into the midst of Puka Nacua for a go-ahead score in overtime. A career night for Puka. A career season for Puka. And the Rams lead 36-30 with 6.5 to play in OT.
That's all you need, Chris. Career night for Puka, just not from Stafford. Like all running back passes. Maybe it could be like Bugs Bunny. Puka Nacua back to pass, throws to Puka Nacua. Got it, touchdown. I mean, if Puka throws a touchdown to Puka, that's how you can do it. You get double up. I'm rooting for you. Is there one where you actually think you have a chance, or
No.
both you think you're done?
Yeah.
Well, I got to say, as someone that witnessed you talking a lot of trash to your friend group, I'm sure you're getting some of that back.
No, they're all wusses.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, oh, I don't want to jinx anything. You're up by 60.
Is it Dave?
They're all just, ugh.
Where's the fun in that? You talk the trash.
I want to get people talking trash, but no one wants to do it.
All right. Well, good luck to you. All right. Coming up, we've got much more in this hour, including, like we said, we got the things that happened while we were gone coming up. But next, we'll take a quick jump back into the game last night. Kings and Lakers from Los Angeles, a game really dominated by LA after the first half. And they were really good. They needed it. They got the win. We'll look back at that when we come back here on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra and Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. More info at CITBfest.com.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, back here on the show, Jason Ross, Christopher Laud hanging out here on this December 29th, a couple days before New Year's Eve. As we thank you for being here with us this morning, early morning. Again, we'll mention it. If you're still at your house, getting ready to leave, getting ready to head out, very, very foggy today, so be careful. Be safe, be smart. Keep those lights on. Man, there's been a couple of mornings. It doesn't happen that often, but every once in a while, driving in, and I'm fortunate enough. I live close enough that I can take city streets. I'm about 6-7 miles away from the studios. But, Chris, there's been some mornings where, you know, in a lot of parts of this world, and we're no different, there are a lot of people that I live in the streets or live on the, that are homeless, and that's unfortunate. We have that, but I hope the best for them and all that. And I'm driving here, and sometimes they're maybe walking across the street, not at a light and in all black, and you're like, oh my goodness, I could barely see them down there. So a day like today, just again, be very, very careful. You don't know what's out there, and it could be wildlife, could be tumbleweeds, as I mentioned earlier. So be careful, be safe for yourself and for everybody else's sake out there. All right. Well, last night, the Sacramento Kings were in action. They were in L.A. in the second matchup of the year against the Lakers. We mentioned why I felt it was one of the things that was going against the Kings was because the Lakers, like when you play a good team, and the Lakers are a good team. I don't think they're a great team, but they're a good team. They got off to an incredible start this season. but have kind of been limping here lately. And when you look at what they're capable of when they're all right, they could do some good things and beat some good teams, but they had not been playing well. And so to me, in the history of doing this for this long, when you have a good team that has lost a couple and then also gets called out by their coach, you're in for one. Generally, that's usually the history. And let's hear what J.J. Redick said after that Christmas game where they were just brutal against the Rockets.
Tonight we were a terrible basketball team, and that started legitimately right away. We don't care enough to do the things that are necessary. We don't care enough to be a professional. It's, we had it. It can change like that. We don't have it right now. What I said the other night, it's a matter of making the choice. And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. And so Saturday's practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
So there you go. So J.J. Redick calling out whether it's his star players, his role players, his team, basically. And he did that publicly. So if they're doing that publicly, what are they saying behind closed doors with the team, in film, in practice, in the locker room? It's much more direct, much more severe, and call to action. I need a response. He got the response from his team. So Kings played a team that's better than them, that had been a little bit wounded. The Kings are literally wounded with injuries. Second night of a back-to-back. A lot of things went into it, but look, hey, the Lakers played great. Let's kind of relive it a little bit yesterday, and it started okay for Sacramento.
Entry pass to DeRozan now. Goes to the left baseline. Up big. Cut in Westbrook. Takes it right to the rack and scores it. Nice feed. Boy, the assist numbers, Henry, for Debo have been terrific the last couple of games.
Yeah, DeMar DeRozan, Russell Westbrook hooking up. The veterans have been very helpful in Sacramento's season so far. Unfortunately, we're trying to get more and more out of some of the younger guys, and it's starting to happen as we go along, but not a young guy anymore. It once was kind of the youngest ever to come into the league, but now he's the oldest in the league and celebrating another birthday. I think it's tomorrow. LeBron James got it going early.
LaRavia at the top of the circle. LeBron touch pass back to Jake inside to LeBron. LeBron with a couple of ball fakes, digs back, shakes, turns, baseline left, and scores. You would never, ever know that man is a couple of days away from his 41st birthday.
Yeah, LeBron James and the Lakers had a 30-24 lead after one. LeBron had 10 in that opening quarter. We go to the second quarter, and the Kings are trying to catch up by hitting the three ball as teams were exchanging threes.
There's a step back three over McDermott. Score it. There's Smith once again delivering. Nick Smith Jr. There's another three on the way, and Malik scores on the left angle for Sacramento. So it's 35-32.
Yeah, you expect LeBron and Luka to respond the way they did by what J.J. Redick said, but it was Nick Smith Jr. in his 24 minutes, hit 5 threes, 8 shots, 21 points. That was the unexpected. The Kings also got hit by a former King. This happens quite a bit. Jake LaRavia. Kings really wanted to keep, wanted to sign. He took a little bit more money to go to L.A., and he's helping out the Lakers.
Spins across court to LaRavia, digs along the baseline to the edge of the paint, shakes, turns left, leans in, draws the foul, banks it home. Workman-like blue-collar job right there, just as Henry mentioned a few moments ago by Jake LaRavia.
Yeah, the other thing that was happening too is it was old school LeBron. I mean, LeBron scored, and when he does that, he's obviously the leading scorer of all time in NBA history. But the amount of dunks for LeBron last night was a bit staggering.
And it's off the heel of the rim, no good. Chased down by DeAndre Ayton. Long lead pass goes to LeBron. Open under, two-hand reverse jam. That brings Laker fans to their feet. Lakers 46-37 over Sacramento.
Yeah, 24 for King James. Missed just 2 shots in this game. First half star, though, overall was Luka.
Luka going for 3 more. Scores another one. Boy, Doncic having himself a first half. That's the 3rd triple he's made in 8 attempts. He's got 23 points.
Yeah, he would end with 34 points to lead all scorers. He was a plus 22 when he was on the floor. And so the Lakers, they were up 15 at half, and we know the way the league works. 15 is is a number you can come back from, and many teams have. Kings are capable of that, even without 3 starters. But the way the third quarter started, it sounded like this.
Doncic for 3, and 3 more. He does a little giddy up, gallop on the right side of the floor as he shakes his head and smiles. He's feeling it tonight. He's got 27.
And it would get worse for the Kings.
Here is a setup for LeBron, and he hammers it home. Glares across the courtside seats into the upper reaches of the lower bowl. And timeout taken by Doug Christie.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a bad one for the Kings. Not their best performance here as of late. Just basically playing it out at the end.
To Westbrook, he drives it, reaches to the rim, rejected. Ayton with a long stretch, knocked that one away. LeBron, left wing for 3, score it. And this has become an official blowout. It's 81-55 in favor of Los Angeles.
Yeah, Dwayne says wasn't really a staggering with 3 rooks and Dougie in the game. Yeah, it was tough. It was a tough one to take. Again, hopefully you had the split screen. We're able to watch the Niners and Bears because that was more of what was worth watching. Now, there is always something, as we say, whether it's Maxime Reynaud getting a double-double or more history for Russell Westbrook.
He's out to Westbrook on the left angle. LaRavia in front of him. Going to drive into the right. Reaches with the left hand and scores. Russell Westbrook has just passed Dominique Wilkins for the number, 16 spot on the NBA's all-time list.
Yeah, 16th for Russell Westbrook, and he's going to get the big O, Oscar Robertson, coming up soon, and then he'll be the greatest scoring point guard ever in NBA history. He's the greatest rebounding guard. It's amazing, the numbers he's put up. He also passed Magic Johnson over the weekend for assists to number 7. Passed Iverson for 2,000 steals. It's incredible what Westbrook has been able to do, so let's just get the final call.
It was a 3-game slide that really drew the ire of J.J. Redick. And the Lakers have responded impressively with a victory over the Kings of 125-101.
Yep, light work for the Lakers. Really no stress. You want to be the road team and put that other team with in a stressful spot. Give yourself a chance to win. Kings never did that last night, so they fall to 8 wins and 24 losses. So tough day all the way around for the Sacramento Kings. We always say there's something to look for in the game. Well, how about this little back and forth late with the G-Man and the High Flyer?
Brownies come to the scorer's table. We see Dalton Connect over there as well. Here comes the Carmichael Dave look-alike. And Drew Timme. He has been recently signed by the Lakers.
It's oddly true, G-Man. Number 17 looks just like Carmichael Dave.
You have to be from Sacramento to get that reference, but it is, it's no question.
Well, there you go. Dave, you were part of the broadcast. You made it. You absolutely made it. All right, so that was a look back at the game. We'll have more of a deeper dive. We'll have some post-game reaction from that and really kind of catch you up on the Kings, like we said, since we were gone. The Keegan injury, what that means, what these other injuries have meant, and what we've kind of seen. The rotations have changed a little bit. We're seeing Keon Ellis now back in the starting lineup. Monk is kind of back in the mix. We'll kind of go over all of that and give a full breakdown of what the Kings are doing. But when we come back, there were a lot of other things, kind of besides the NFL and the Niners last night, besides the Kings and the NBA, some other things that have gone on in sports while we were away that we want to catch you up on, because there was a lot of stuff going on in what is kind of considered the slower time of a busy sports calendar year. But there was some stuff to discuss. We will have that for you next.
Visit SactownSports.com and join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Call
Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's Holiday Food Drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today.
Maverick do, 'cause you are a Maverick too.
Give to get with no gimmicks. Limited appointments, some restrictions apply.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone,
Welcome to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day. This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sactown Sports.
Right back here on the show, Jason Ross, Christopher Ladd hanging out this morning, taking you till 10 o'clock. We'll have crosstalk. We'll have celebrity birthdays to wrap up the show. A lot more Kings and a lot more on the San Francisco 49ers, including Matt Barrows from The Athletic, formerly of the Sacramento Bee, longtime covering of the San Francisco 49ers. What a year they've had. What a game last night. And we'll discuss that with Matt. He's going to join us at 9 this morning. But while we were gone, there were many things that happened. Chris, by the way, did you get in any Holiday
Fights?
movies?
Oh.
Any what?
Fights.
Yes, how about that?
No fights.
Okay. Holiday movies while you were...
Just the
Muppet Christmas Carol?
Of course.
How many times since Tuesday did you watch that?
Just once.
Okay.
Die Hard.
Okay.
Krampus.
Okay.
Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
Nothing new.
Yeah, I mean, we saw
Scrooged, of course.
Christmas Vacation. I did not see from start to finish, but it was. I mean, you couldn't help see that it was on, and there were certain times I'm like, oh, catching up on that.
Jingle All the Way.
Okay. We did get It's a Wonderful Life viewing in there. I know at one point this one's an old one, just like that, like not A Christmas Carol, White Christmas. I was like, I wasn't into that. What else? Love Actually was on once. We saw that. We didn't watch a lot of movies. Played a lot of games. Do you have family games? Any?
No. No games. As the other movie. Oh, you said Love Actually. Oh, rewatched MacGruber, the series.
You rewatched the whole series?
Yeah.
How long does that take?
It's a couple hours. It's like 8 episodes, half hour apiece.
8 episodes per season. Would they have like 3?
No, just one season.
Oh, I thought they had multiple seasons. Are they doing another one?
I don't think so.
Oh, it ends.
I hope so.
And it ends. All right. Well, anyway, welcome back to everybody. And while we were gone, there were movies to watch and other things that were going on. But some of the things that happened while we were gone, I wanted to at least comment on because it was a little bit surprising as to some of the things that did happen, like including, I know at the end of the college football season, there was a lot of talk about Utah and their head football coach, Kyle Whittingham. And then Kyle Whittingham ends up having kind of a semi-emotional. It was emotional. Thank you and goodbye to college football, goodbye to Utah. And basically that was it. He was going to go off into retirement, and that was what was expected, and that was completely fine. Well, major shakeup at the University of Michigan, a little scandal there, coaching opening. You're hearing lots of different names. And then out of nowhere, Kyle Whittingham comes out of retirement. That was quick. And he says in his press conference, this will be the final challenge for him at the University of Michigan. It's a place that's won a national championship. He knows they can do it. He knows they're capable of doing it again. And it truly is probably a once-in-a-lifetime job opportunity for him. He did an amazing job at Utah, but now he's going to go to Michigan. So I was surprised, not a little. I was surprised about that hiring, surprised about his decision, but good for him. I think he's 66, 67, something like that. Opportunity to come back, coach that team, coach that program, and see what he can do for the Big Blue. So Kyle Whittingham going to the University of Michigan. Also, while we were gone, the Athletics, not the Oakland Athletics, not the Las Vegas Athletics, not the Sacramento Athletics, the Athletics, they dished out their largest contract in team history. I know we all have our feelings about ownership from the A's, Mr. Fisher. But the A's gave Tyler Soderstrom a 7-year, $86 million deal. Now, one, I like what the A's are building offensively, certainly. Getting Jeff McNeil, and we'll see if the former 2-time All-Star has anything left in his game. But between Langoliers, Nick, Kurtz, Jacob Wilson, Tyler Soderstrom, some of the other guys they are implementing on a regular basis, they got an offense. They got a team that can hit. And Soderstrom's a big part of that. Had a good year last year and showed his versatility. Was the first baseman, was probably the first baseman of the future. And how long was the future? As long as it was until Nick Kurtz came up, because that's where Kurtz plays. So Soderstrom moved to the outfield, played some DH. He can play first base too. So the A's say, look, we got to land and sign one of our important pieces, and they did. I was happy that they did. I'm not expecting any kind of official spending spree. But, it was good to see them actually spend. And the fact that it is the largest contract in team history is a little bit of a testament to them in how frugal they have been. But 7 years, $86 million for Tyler Soderstrom. Good for him. Happy that he was able to get paid and to be a part of this franchise going forward. Now, what is this franchise going forward going to look like? I don't know. What would you put the odds at, Chris, now about the A's in Vegas? It kind of feels like it's happening, but I don't know. I don't know what the latest is going on there.
I feel like it's happening, but it's not going to be because John Fisher has everything in order. I have a feeling baseball is going to make it bail him out again.
Yeah, and if it's true, isn't it what everybody's saying is not this season, but the following season, getting ready for a lockout?
Looks like it.
And I don't know, is that going to help? I mean, at that point, they will be farther along, obviously, in building a stadium. They better be, otherwise, they're going to be here.
Maybe
they're going to be here even longer. But is that going to delay things? Vegas, I know, hasn't been doing as well. I don't know if there's, things go in cycles and turn around, but what a mess. What a mess. All I know is I'm going to enjoy the A's while they're here. If that's one more season, 2 more, 3 more, or a lot more, I'm enjoying baseball while it's here.
I mean, it's at least 2, right?
Supposed to be.
Unless they have that lockout.
Yeah, that's why I said 1 more. I mean, physically there will be here at least 2 more years, but yeah. And I hope this year is a great year. I really want it to be. I would love it to be a playoff year. That would be fun to see playoff baseball in Sacramento, whoever they're playing, if there was meaningful baseball or even meaningful baseball in September. That would be a lot of fun. Now, this year I felt like, I'll speak for myself, but others as well, I think, went to it to, one, the novelty of it. Hey, look, there's professional baseball in Sacramento. I think once people that went looked at, it was really pretty convenient, pretty easy to get in and out. And then you watch some of baseball's best stars coming through. You might have been watching the other teams. Oh, I'm going here to watch the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Giants, the Cubs, the Padres, whoever it may have been last year. That's probably true. But a lot of those teams coming back through again. The Dodgers will be in this year. So you got the champs coming through. You got all your AL opponents. Some of the teams you didn't see last year, Milwaukee, St. Louis. Like I mentioned, the Dodgers, I think the Rockies. There's a handful of teams that didn't come from the National League last year that'll be here this year. And you just find yourself, looking around. You go, oh, the Mariners are here. Look at all the Mariner jerseys. The Rangers are here. Some teams have more fans in Sacramento than others. But like when the Braves are there, a lot of Braves fans, Phillies, so on and so forth. So I enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing Tyler Soderstrom in an A's uniform for years to come. And then the other part, another thing that happened, there was a lot of sports. There was actual games. I know the day we signed off was Tuesday. That night, the Spurs beat the Thunder again for the second time this season. And then they met up again on Christmas. And the Spurs won again. And so now you're starting to look at it and going, all right, the Thunder are putting together one of the best seasons in the history of the NBA. But now they've lost 3 times to one team. And is that a big deal? Is that their kryptonite? Is that something legit? Is that just a regular season blip? I don't know, but to have 3 losses out of your, is it 5 total to one team? Yeah, the Thunder are 27-5, and they've lost 3 times to the San Antonio Spurs. And that middle game, the Spurs got them by 20-plus points, and I want to say De'Aaron Fox scored 6, and Wemby had 12. Because I thought there would be big nights for them. That was in San Antonio. Spurs beat them by 20. Then on Christmas Day, they were back at home at OKC, and the Spurs won by 15. So they've beaten them by 2 in the Cup game, by 20, and by 15. They'll meet one more time, but there was a stretch here where they had lost, 4 of 6 for the Thunder. So surprising to see. Still an amazing thing they've got going at 27-5. But it does appear that their kryptonite could be the San Antonio Spurs. And to me, that just makes it more interesting. Because if the Thunder just won everything, and we get to the playoffs, it's like, is anybody going to beat them? Probably people will feel no. Now at least you got a little bit of doubt thrown out there. Just a tiny bit. To believe like, hey, maybe someone can get them. And maybe it's the San Antonio Spurs. Now, will the Spurs face them? Will there be some other team that knocks the Spurs out? Like, I think that's what the West is going to do, is they're going to find different matchups. Maybe Denver is trouble for the Spurs. I don't know. We just got to see how this all plays out, what other moves are made as we get, we're probably about, 7-8 weeks now away from the NBA trade deadline. So we'll see what kind of moves people make. All right, 7 o'clock hour is coming up. In this hour, we will look back at the 49ers game last night. We got highlights from that, post-game reaction from just a wild football game on Sunday night that has kept the Niners' hopes alive of being the NFC 1 seed and having everything go through Santa Clara. We will have Kings Rewind at 7:45. But up next, 3 questions, 3 answers. We call it 3 for Madness. We'll even get into the Raiders shutting down Max Crosby, Russell Westbrook's historical weekend, and all the injuries the Kings are going through. We'll attack all of that in 3 for Madness next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Year-end pricing's in effect. Every vehicle's priced to sell before the new year during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get behind the wheel of your new Accord or Civic today. Own or lease during Happy Honda Days at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back, January 15th through 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. We've got more tackle. Grab deep discounts on a huge selection of fishing gear, apparel, and accessories at the giant Fisherman's Warehouse booth. NorCal's largest gathering for anglers, hunters, and off-roading enthusiasts. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 15th through 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports 1140. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, we're going to get to question number 1 here to start the 7 o'clock hour here in moments on 3 for Madness. Jason Ross, Christopher Lott hanging out. Carmichael Dave is off today and tomorrow. We'll be back to full strength basically when we usher in the new year 1 week from today. So we have a couple days off from the show as well. After Tuesday, the show will go on, I believe, Wednesday and Friday. Just no Dave, no me, Maybe. No Chris either. Chris, are you getting some time off too?
I am.
Are you off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
I am.
Saturday?
Yes.
Sunday?
Yes.
Wow. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you.
Then I'm also taking some time off at the end of the month.
Of December?
Of January.
Oh. Acceptable? Yeah, it is. You going somewhere in that one?
Tahoe.
Oh, nice. Is there a plan or just to get away?
Just going to a cabin up there.
Nice.
Sit next to a fire.
Oh, I made a fire over the weekend. When's the last time you made a fire?
Dork.
That's a dork? No way. It was great.
Man, I haven't made a fire probably 20 years.
We haven't burned a fire in our fire. We did, I think last year, and actually I got home. My wife had made it, which was great. And then before that, we had a power outage situation where the house, it was freezing. It was like, all right, well, we got candles, we got flashlights, but like, oh, let's light a fire. But Saturday, it was after the Kings game. My nephew was there. My son was home. My wife and the rest of our family, they were out at another event. And I said, let's start a fire. So I made a fire, and it was, I don't know, there's something about a fire. We had, the three of us, it was kind of refreshing. My nephew is probably, well, not probably, he's 20. Yeah, he just turned 20. And I mean, it's like a lot, like it's phone time, phone. But he and I and my son, we just kind of stared at the fire. It was kind of cool, kind of relaxing. We talked a little bit, just sitting there, and didn't have a TV on, didn't have any music on, just there with our thoughts.
And your nephew said, and I don't say it yet.
I don't say it yet. He wanted to. It's like, hey, where's the next piece of firewood? And I don't say it. If you know, you know. But yeah, there's something about a fire. I don't know. And see, that's what you'll want to do when you're in Tahoe, is like, it's cold outside, you're inside in the cabin, and a fire's going, you hear a little crackle of the wood, and you just, I don't know, it's kind of mesmerizing.
It's a gas stove. It's a gas fire.
That's dork.
I didn't build the place.
I know, but this was
That's dork.
It was nice to go outside and gather the wood, the kindling, and a couple different times thinking, uh-oh, did I lose it? No, it's good. Just jostle the wood a little bit. Boom, another piece catches on fire, different parts of it. And you're like, oh, yeah, we're good. We were cooking. Zebra says, we had no power yesterday until 7 p.m. Somebody hit a transformer. That happens. That has happened. And I think I know I've shared this story before. Usually every winter, and I guess we were out of town on Christmas Eve. I think the power went out in my area, but it was very quick because our neighbors had told us about that. And usually every winter, right around this time or the next month or two, the power will go out. And we've learned much more about that in the last couple of years because we are on, for whatever reason, we're in a regular neighborhood, but our grid of our specific house is on a grid of 9, and 9's a low number. When you look around, when you look at power outages and you see people in different areas, 87, 213, 96, 194, you're like, yeah, they're going to address the 9 grid probably last. So, yeah. Anyway, hopefully power outages are minimal for everybody and everybody's safe. But again, very foggy today, so be careful out there. All right, it is time for 3 for Madness. Chris, question number 1.
The injuries are now really piling up on the Sacramento Kings with rotation player Drew Eubanks out and 3 key starters, Sabonis, Levine, and Murray. What are you learning about this group?
Well, I think a couple things have happened, obviously out of necessity. What Doug Christie and the coaching staff has elected to do, and it really changed with Keegan's injury, but I think what they have done by playing bigger has been smart. We've commented all year long about the mismanaged, the unbalanced roster, I should say. Too many guards. Their best players are, for the most part, guards. There's some wings and bigs that can play, obviously, in Sabonis and Keegan Murray, but I feel like they're the most productive guys for their career, and as Kings are coming in that backcourt. And so they've played small, too. And I just don't think it's very productive for them. They don't have a slew of bigs, but when they were going Maxime Reynaud along with Precious Achiuwa and Keegan Murray and sliding DeRozan to the 2 with Westbrook as the point guard, they're just bigger. And I think that has helped them. They've rebounded much better for the last 5 to 10 games, maybe 5 games here. I think the defense at times has been better. They don't have this, amazing presence in the paint as far as a shot blocker goes, but they just have bigger bodies around. And I think that has helped them. And, the things the tenets that, we always hear that Scott Perry wishes and mentions that he has for this team. But Doug Christie says he wants this team's identity to be defensive-oriented, rebounding, and sharing the ball. And I've been saying, well, they maybe can check one of those boxes most of the year. They'll share the ball some. But they haven't been a defensive team. They haven't rebounded that well. Well, right now, they are rebounding better, and I think that has helped their defense. Now, again, they haven't turned it around. There's not some, launch point here that because they went big, they're turning into this great team. But I think because of these injuries, it's been an opportunity for Maxime Reynaud, and I've loved seeing how he's developed. I mean, his footwork, his hands, his scoring in the paint and threes, and his touch. Like, he is really blossoming offensively. We know his communication defensively, very verbal out there. So he's going to get better and just recognizing offenses and looks and, just getting more and more accustomed to the NBA game. And then each individual big that he has to face, their, specific skill set. Like, going against guys like the Joker a few games ago and seeing what he has compared to Jalen Duren and just different bigs that he's had to face, Şengün. These are all valuable, valuable opportunities for someone like Maxime Reynaud. But playing him, playing Achiuwa, playing Keegan when healthy is a bigger lineup. I like Keegan at the 3. I like DeMar, honestly, at the 2. And for this roster, it feels a little better, doesn't it? It's still the same guys, and actually they're trimmed down. They're missing Sabonis. They're missing LaVine. So if there's a way when those guys do come back, if they haven't been traded or if this is the roster they still have in front of them for a few games, I would like to see them continue to play big. And I think that gives them a better chance. Again, I don't want people to get that confused with they've got this figured out. This is the lineup that'll turn this team around. It's just the team looks better to me when they play bigger. And this is without having a lot of options at playing bigger. The other thing that's happened here lately, this team is not a very good three-point shooting team. Like on Saturday's game when they beat Dallas, the threes were flying. Keon hit 5. Russ hit 5. McDermott came in and hit 3. Like, Monk hit a couple. That's in a day and age where you have so many teams that hit threes at a very high clip. It was odd to play a team like Dallas who actually makes less threes than the Kings. And the Kings took advantage of that and beat them. Beat them at the three-point game, beat them in the game. So I think when you get this team that's playing bigger the way they're constructed today, but I also think that's the way this team has to think going forward. I think they have to find more players to add to this roster that are 6'7" to 6'10", that are versatile, athletic, mobile, can go inside, can go outside, shoot the 3 ball. That's where this league is. And the Kings don't have a lot of players like that. They don't. Like that Saturday game, Achiuwa, or was that the game before that? They're all blending. He hit a couple threes. That's not necessarily his strength, but the more people with the more versatility on your roster, the better off they're going to be. And so when LaVine comes back and Murray, they're both the soonest to come back way before Sabonis. I don't know how they're going to do it. I would assume if LaVine, for example, were to be back Tuesday, I think they go right back to LaVine at the 2, DeRozan sliding to the 3. If Keegan's available, he goes to the 4. And Reynaud the 5, they're back to playing small again. And I don't think that helps them. I don't think that's their best look. I just don't. But that's what they've got. That's what we've been able to learn about them. And that's why we always say everything's a constant evaluation. You think you've got an opinion on the team, and out of necessity due to injuries, they tried something different. And it's like, hey, this something different is probably a little bit better. And The other thing we're seeing is, obviously, as I said, the more minutes for Reynaud. We're seeing more from Neat Clifford. These are the things I personally want to see. If you're going to go through a season where you're winning 8 games and losing 24, it's bad to do that when you're old. And they are old. They've got an older roster. Like, if this was the youngest team in the league and they're 8-24, we're like, all right, we kind of get it. But they've got Hall of Famers on this roster. And it's a bit tough to watch this team go 8-24 with Schroeder, with Sabonis, with Westbrook, Levine, DeRozan, Monk, guys that have played a lot of games that have been successful individually and on successful teams, but they're not putting it all together on this team. So we'll see what they continue to do, whether it's out of necessity due to injuries or eventually, I believe that those trades are coming. It's just we're waiting. We're all continuing to wait. All right, that's question 1. Let's get to question 2 and 3 for Madness.
Question 2.
Of the historical stats that Russell Westbrook has achieved lately, which one is the most impressive to you?
All right, so we mentioned this earlier, and Russell Westbrook has done some amazing things here in the last couple of games. He has achieved 2,000 steals, and when he got to 2,000, that was select company. He also moved ahead of Allen Iverson, so that is one of the game's greats of all time. He, last night, was able to hit another significant benchmark as he was stuck on 9 points forever. I mean, he just couldn't get that 10th and 11th point because that was significant. But he did. He eventually got there, and here is how it sounded.
He's out to Westbrook on the left angle. LaRavia in front of him. Going to drive into the right. Reaches with the left hand and scores. Russell Westbrook has just passed Dominique Wilkins for the number, 16 spot on the NBA's all-time list.
Yep, that's the number. 16th all-time for Russell Westbrook. So just this year alone, Westbrook has been able to surpass, this is in scoring, Garnett, Havlicek, Paul Pierce, Tim Duncan, now Dominique Wilkins, and he is going to get Oscar Robertson probably this week. Oh, he will this week. He should. And then still soon thereafter, he'll get Akeem Olajuwon. It's going to take a little time after that, but if all goes well, Russell Westbrook might be able to get to Elvin Hayes and Moses Malone this year. He may not quite get there, but he's going to be in the top 15 and likely the top 14 before the end of the year. And as I said earlier, if he passes the Big O, if and when, he'll be the all-time greatest scoring point guard of all time. He's already the greatest rebounding guard of all time. And also this weekend, he surpassed Magic Johnson on the all-time assist lead. And I don't know, maybe it's that one for me because, one, it's the number that he went to. He's number 7 all-time. And Russell Westbrook is now at some point this year, I believe he'll get there. It's going to be close before the end of the year. But if he does, Mark Jackson is 6th, Steve Nash is 5th. The difference is they're separated by 1. So he's likely to get the same on both days. And then you got a ways to go. Number 4 is LeBron. Number 3 is Kidd. 2 is Chris Paul, still active. And John Stockton. Again, I think still a record that we probably don't talk about enough is what John Stockton has done for assists. Because as good as the number 2 all-time player in assists is all-time, and that's Chris Paul, 12,552 career assists in Chris Paul's amazing career. John Stockton is still 3,600 assists ahead of him. And if I go down to 3,600 assists, that would be 172nd all-time in the NBA, where that number is. That's the gap between Chris Paul and John Stockton. That's Reggie Jackson's career. That's Nicholas Batum's career. That's T.J. McConnell's career. That's D'Angelo Russell's career. That's Al Horford's career. He's their career assists away from catching number 2 to catching number 1. It's incredible. And Russell Westbrook at this point is still 5,800 assists. Half of Russell Westbrook's assists away from catching John Stockton. That's ridiculous. how good and how many assists John Stockton has and how far that record is up there. Like Nikola Jokic doing record-setting things. He's still 10,000 assists away from Stockton. 10,000. He's got 5,700 in his career. Amazing. So to me, anytime you pass Magic Johnson and what it meant to Russell Westbrook, that's the one. I mean, to already be in the 10,000 assist club, to move ahead of Magic Johnson, like I said, he might catch Mark Jackson and Steve Nash this year to get to top 5. Westbrook, for all the things that people have said about him in his career, he's been an MVP, he hasn't been a champion, but he's certainly a Hall of Famer, certainly one of the greats of all time. It's amazing. And I loved his perspective the other day. We had this as a rejoinder for the pregame, so there'll be some music behind it. But here's what Russ had to say the other day after getting in that exclusive company.
Digs back to the edge of the paint. Westbrook knocks it away. Steal. Russell Westbrook grabbed by Keon Ellis. And with that steal, Russell Westbrook should have the 2,000th of his career.
I always knew, though, if given an opportunity to be able to be somebody, I would take full advantage of it. And, that's why every time I step on the floor, I don't take anything for granted. I don't take plays or anything for granted because this was given to me not just for basketball, but to use as a platform to be able to help and inspire other people. So I hope the way I play the game, I hope the way people see it, me competing, and yes, the records are all great, but I hope it inspires other people and people across the world to do great things in their lives as well.
I mean, just inspiring to hear Russell talk about and give the perspective of his career. He mentioned it too in that post game. He's like, pretty good. It's not bad for a guy that wanted to play football, and you could only imagine him as a football player, how tenacious and the way he plays basketball. I'm sure he would have been a great football player. But he's carved out a really amazing basketball career. It really has been fun to watch him develop, get better, and is kind of a one-of-one type player. I mean, he makes mistakes. He's a little bit all over the place. There's a wild card nature to him, but there's such an appeal to the way he plays. And now that he's a King, to watch him, at times I would go, man, Russ is hurting the Thunder or the Wizards or the Rockets or whatever team he was on, the Lakers, Clippers. And there's times he hurts the Kings. But other times you go, man, he is making a huge difference in how this team plays, and his teammates seem to love him. And it's kind of fun to watch him play out his career here in Sacramento. And even if this is a one-year stopover, I still believe he's got more game to go, and he's proven it this year. Playing a lot of minutes. He's been reliable. He's been out there. And he's getting it done and continues to reap the rewards of that and continues to move up the ladder in steals, in rebounds, in points, and assists. It's kind of amazing to watch the career unfold in front of our eyes. All right, let's get to question number 3.
Question 3.
Controversy with the Raiders sitting down Max Crosby for the last 2 games. What did you think of that situation?
Well, this is the typical one. Take a stand, pick a side. You know what? I totally understand it from both sides' perspective. Max Crosby wants to play. He wants to play. He's a football player, a little bit like Russell Westbrook. Max hates losing, but I will say this. To this date, Max Crosby is not asked to be traded, has not wanted to leave the Raiders. I think he wants more than anything. Perfect world for Max Crosby is the Raiders figure it out. They win a lot, and he's on that team that drafted him, and he's like a Raider. He's already a Raider legend, but he becomes one of those guys that didn't chase it elsewhere and got it done in the silver and black and reaps the rewards of all of that. I totally respect that philosophy and that thought process for Max Crosby. Totally get it. Now, when we're talking about an organizational decision, these are the things we kind of do when we are comparing, like, quote unquote, air quotes I'm doing, tanking for the NBA, and there's rules and restrictions against this. Like, this wouldn't fly in the NBA. Wouldn't be allowed. You'd have to come up with a pretty significant injury, wink, wink, that would keep Max Crosby out of the game. It makes sense for the Raiders as an organization to not beat the Giants yesterday. It does. The Giants came in with 2 wins. Raiders had 2 wins. Giants won the game. Giants got to 3. Raiders are 2. They are the only team in the NFL with 2 wins. If they don't beat the Chiefs this next week, they will end with 2 wins, and they will have the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. That gives them options. That gives them a spot to draft a quarterback, draft truly the best player, trade the pick. It gives them an opportunity to reshape their franchise. Doesn't mean they'll do it right. Doesn't mean they will pick the best player. All that is factual, but it puts them in a driver's seat, a position of strength, right? Where if they don't do it right, they can only blame themselves. Now, beating the Giants yesterday and winning against the Chiefs and now picking third or fourth still may not have been disaster, and that's probably what Max Crosby's saying. Max Crosby thinks he can play and make a difference and help them win any game they play. Obviously, he hasn't been able to do that this year, but that's his mentality, and I absolutely love that. I respect that 100%. But you have two different ideals here. And, again, this is where it goes to two things can be true. Now, Max Crosby is frustrated. I get it. The team basically is saying we're shutting him down because he will make it harder for us to lose. Wasn't that hard to lose yesterday for them? They look different without him in his endless energy and pursuit of the quarterback and ball carriers and all that. But they've got bigger problems than just whether or not Max Crosby is being held out. Look, they've got decisions to make in this offseason. When you only win 2 games, you're not a good team. That's an obvious statement, but like they're not close either. It's like some teams, and man, they're super competitive every week. Just a break here or there, that one injury really derailed them. No, they're not that close. But they've got some things they can build on. They're also sitting Bowers out. Now, Bowers is a good player on the offensive side. You still want Genty to get his reps. You've got some pieces that they can build with. But, again, I'm going to go back to the statement that two things can be true. Crosby desperately wants to play, and to this point, to his credit, has not asked to be traded. We will see if this changes his mind, if this changes his philosophy. I think when all things kind of stop and end after the season ends next weekend for the Raiders, and, hopefully communication was strong between the two sides going forward, that all this can be smoothed out and it's not a big deal. But as a Raiders organization, I get why they did this, because they want the first pick. So, again, I'm going to go back to the statement, two things can be true here. The organizational's path to the number 1 pick made more sense. Crosby wanting to play. He's like, I'm paid to play. I want to play football. I personally don't think he would have made a difference in the game yesterday. As far as the outcome of the win, he makes a difference on every play, but I don't think he would help the Raiders win. So they are far away, and now they just better pick the right player, the number 1 pick. In which route are they going to go? Or, like I said, it gives them the options of being a little bit more creative and potentially trading that pick. I've said for a while, I think they should have explored trying to trade Max Crosby. He is still an asset. He is still a player that can help another team, and still a player that can get you a lot back in return. Now, the problem is when you trade someone as good as him and as dynamic as him, you're trying to find the next Max Crosby. Well, you had him. It's kind of like when they had Khalil Mack. They made that trade. It's like they've been looking for a Khalil Mack since. Well, they got a Max Crosby since. But it's not always easy to find those elite, endless energy, dynamic pass rushers. And the Raiders have one. So that's what they're still going to be chasing. But they've got 1 game to go, and Kansas City's a bit of a mess. The Raiders are a mess. They're both probably going to try to lose that game. So
isn't that fun? Isn't that what sports is all about?
Both trying to lose. Go out there and give it your worst, everybody. I just can't imagine that. I don't even know what Andy Reid, like the Raiders and Pete Carroll, they've gone through it all year. The Chiefs, this is kind of a foreign experience. And maybe it's like, hey, it's an opportunity for some of you to prove yourself. But, I mean, what are you proving in Week 18? And how much of that stuff really does carry over? We'll see. I mean, maybe there's stories of where it has. And someone's been seen and spotted and got them an extension, or, hey, changed the mind of a coach or a GM that says, this guy can really play, or get this guy in our program, in our system, and they can really make a difference. So there you go. There's our 3 questions, 3 answers in 3 for Madness. Still to come.
Thank you for not bringing up Max Crosby's fake hustle.
Oh, who did that, Chris?
I think we might hear about it later on today.
And how was that described?
That Max Crosby is a fake hustle guy for wanting to play.
For wanting to play. Interesting. And didn't you say in a text thread that you thought Alan and Dave were the same?
They are the same.
But didn't they have a different thought on that? Or
Did they?
Or did you think it was the same?
Did they both? One wants Max Crosby to play and one doesn't want Max Crosby to play?
I don't know. I didn't do the deep dive. So, but based on what I saw, one tweet and part of another video take, what did you felt they were the same?
They both want the Raiders to lose.
Okay. But did Dave say he didn't want Crosby to play?
Yeah.
And did Alan say he didn't want Crosby to play?
Correct.
Okay. But Alan attached fake hustle to it.
Yes.
Dave just didn't do that.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Now I know. Now I'm caught up. See, that's all I needed.
And then I'm sure he's going to come in and it's like, that's not what I said at all.
No. All right, still to come in this hour, we will look back at the Kings-Pistons game, the Kings-Mavericks game, and the Kings-Lakers game in the way that Chris and I like to call Kings Rewind. That's a fun look back at the three games. But up next, last night, what a game. Sunday Night Football, a treat to end Week 17, the 49ers and Bears in a good old-fashioned shootout. We've got post-game reaction. We've got highlights on a thriller that has put the 49ers in a spot where they control their destiny, and if they could beat Seattle on Saturday night, they will be the 1 seed in a talented NFC playoff picture. We've got that for you next.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/fast. That's ethos.com/fast.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, show rolling along here on this Monday morning. Jason Ross, Christopher Lott hanging out here. Amazing football last night. Sunday Night Football, a treat for America, as the 49ers and Bears put on one of those instant classics last night. Fun to watch in real time, a little scary, I'm sure, for some out there, Niners fans. But, hey, in the end, all that matters is just win, baby, right? I know the 49ers found a way. It was great football, great theater, lots of different things going on in that wild, wild game, and we'll try to take you through it because what we saw yesterday was something that showed us a lot about each team's character, certainly about the 49ers and their ability to stay with it. Same with the Bears, too. Like, I don't know that I left this game thinking one team's better than the other, but some of my takeaways from it, watching it as best I could while the Kings were playing, this was as good as Brock Purdy has ever looked to me. I just thought the plays he made, and we're going to talk about this with Matt Barrows when he joins us at 9. I think you could all feel the same way about it, is that he has had good games in the past. He was an MVP candidate a couple years ago. It's just he was making plays when you're trying to find out what's the difference between him and someone like Mac Jones. Mac Jones is also a quick processor, makes throws on time, on target, good reads. But I would say, and a good arm. Brock Purdy's got a good arm. It's not elite, but it's good. And it's his athleticism. It's his athletic ability. It's his creating plays when maybe there isn't a play there. And last night that was on full display. I mean, there were things that he was doing yesterday that was truly special. And it was great to watch his consistency, how he was able to pull that off, and again, just a great back and forth. So we want to kind of get into some of these highlights and try to live this in the way the game went, because it obviously got off to a slow start for the 49ers with the early pick 6. But Brock Purdy, he would respond.
High formation, Juice, then McCaffrey. Purdy takes, drops back, rolling left, pressured, flicks it into the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown. Touchdown, 49ers, Jake Tonjes.
All right, so Tonjes also filling in for George Kittle. I mean, really right now, you watch the 49ers, the way they're going to have to win is this way, with a special offense. And the offense has been special. McCaffrey's looked great. Purdy's looked great. Jennings making timely catches. When they have Kittle, that opens things up even more. Tonjes, though, filled his role. Kyle Shanahan's calling great plays and games. But after the game was tied at 7, the 49ers would regain the lead.
First and goal at the 10. Purdy from under center, turns, play action, rolling to his left, flips his hips, looks like he wants to run, now he tucks it, looking for the end zone! Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! Brock Purdy gives him the lead.
That was from 10 yards out, so again, that's back to Purdy's mobility, his decision-making with his legs too, and now he was able to sprint in there, so 14-7 Niners after they were down 7-0. They scored 14 straight, but the Bears come right back.
Shotgun snap. Back to throw Caleb. Late pressure. Lobs it into the end zone. Over the shoulder catch. Luther Burden. What a beauty. A special throw by Caleb and a terrific route run by Burden. Back of the end zone. 35 yards.
All right, so Bears respond. Again, it's like the Niners defense. They're battling, they're out there, but they just do not have the weapons. I thought their tackling was bad yesterday. So many times the Bears would throw underneath the first down mark, and you're like, good, there's another 3-4 yards just getting through tacklers or just executing first downs the way the Bears were throughout the game. So 14-14 there. Let's put the Niners back ahead.
McCaffrey alone behind Purdy at the 6-yard line. Purdy takes and tosses. McCaffrey running right behind Juszczyk. McCaffrey breaks into the end zone at the right pylon for a touchdown. Touchdown! 49ers! And San Francisco is back in front.
All right, so the 49ers go ahead there 21-14. Bears match it at 21-21. Let's get the 49ers back ahead.
McCaffrey shifts to Brock's left. 2 wide receivers right. Here's the shotgun snap. Brock is going to keep it. Brock is running left. Brock is to the end zone. And he's in again. Give him another. Touchdown! 49ers!
I told you this game was great. So the Niners ahead at that point. But the Bears, as they were all night long, tied it at 7, tied it at 14, tied it at 21. Let's tie it at 28.
Break the huddle with 10 on the clock. Down and set. Snap. Handoff. Swift. Jonah Jackson out in front to the end zone. Right side, touchdown. Touchdown Bears. Ran behind, big 73, Jonah Jackson.
There were so many great plays, so many great memories from this game. I think this one was my favorite, and this is the description of, if you're wondering what's different with Brock Purdy, to me it was this play.
Purdy takes the snap. He turns, play action, bootleg left. He's looking, he pumps. Now he's backpedaling. Now he tucks the ball away. He's going to run. No, he's going to throw to Juszczyk for the touchdown.
I mean, you could tell early on this was going to be a special game, and it just kept living up to it. A lot of times we talk about games being great because of the finish and how what a great game. I'll argue sometimes. I go, you know what? The game wasn't that great, but the finish was. This was a start to finish great game. 4 quarters of action, tons of scoring, high-level plays, and at that point you're like, all right, the Niners they're too much. The Bears can't match them. Oh, they matched them.
Behind him is DeAndre Swift. That is Daniel Hardy as the fullback. Handoff Swift. Breaks a tackle. Cuts free. Away at the 10. 5. End zone. Touchdown. Touchdown Bears. Out of Ben's big bag of fun. And a 22-yard touchdown run on the very first snap of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so now 35-35. So again, we mentioned 7-7, 14-14, 21-21, 28-28, 35-35. Niners then got to around midfield. This was where a play I questioned. It was 4th and 7, decided to punt, and the Bears would go down and get the field goal. So now, for the first time since the first quarter, the Niners were trailing, and it was looking like, are they going to be able to do this? Can Brock Purdy lead some magic? He did.
Purdy's in the shotgun with Robinson beside him. They're at the Bears' 38-yard line, 2nd down. Purdy drops back. Purdy steps up. Purdy throws middle. There's Jennings. He's got it. Inside the 20, the 10. He's gone. Touchdown. 49ers back in front.
Amazing. But there was enough time. The Bears, first down. Just keep chipping away. Out of timeouts. Get down near the goal line. Spike it. They had a great catch and lateral, getting close to the goal line, and it's set up for maybe 2 plays, but they only ended up with 1 last chance.
No timeouts left. Here's the snap. Williams looking left. Williams looking right. Williams U-turns, gets away from Huff. Still looking, backpedaling, throws, and it is incomplete. The ball game is over, and the 49ers have won it. They come spilling onto the field. What an effort. What an effort by this 49ers defense. It is raucous here in Levi Stadium, and the 49ers are 1 game away from the 1 seed in the NFC.
Amazing call. There's Guy Haberman on the call, 49ers Radio Network. Just an incredible game. I mean, really great theater, great football. Bears were that close. This is how they're winning every game this year. Let's hear Caleb Williams on the losing side of things talk about that final play.
We ended up getting lined up with not much time, and we were slightly lined up wrong, and so I didn't have enough time to be able to fix it, having emotion and things like that, and so we just had to try and make something out of nothing in that situation, and then we, like I said, we had a shot, with all of that going on, time running down, us missing line and things like that, we had a shot, and Just got to give my guys a shot in that situation.
All right, how about from the head coach, Ben Johnson? What went wrong on that final play?
On the final play, what is kind of supposed to happen if everything works out the way?
Yeah, we didn't quite get aligned in the formation we wanted to. It's on me. I didn't give him the call fast enough, and so he's trying to piecemeal it together. I got to do a better job on that.
All right, now how about Kyle Shanahan talking about where they are and really the improvement this team has shown?
I feel like we've been getting better this whole second half of the year. We didn't start out the way we wanted to. Thought we probably had one of our best games of the year last week. The guys have kind of been feeding off it, and it's never 1 or 2 guys. It's all 11. And I feel like our guys are playing really well as a group right now. And when you play well as a group, usually the run game is what shows.
All right, a couple more clips here from the victorious Niners on just a thriller. Brock Purdy was amazing, but he's reflecting on his head coach, Kyle Shanahan.
He's a Hall of Fame coach. So, I mean, to be able to have him draw up stuff and scheme stuff up for us and put guys in certain positions and for us to just go out and execute, be on top of our stuff every single play. We're grateful to be playing for him, man. So obviously every single week he goes all in and gives everything he's got for this team, this organization, to make sure we're put in the right positions and to go out and have a chance. And so anytime we step out in the field with him as our play caller, man, we're always going to have a chance.
So, with that win, now Saturday night, it comes down to the Niners and the Seahawks. Winner gets the 1 seed of the NFC. It's amazing that the Niners are in this spot, and Brock Purdy talking about that.
Obviously, we're thankful to be in this position, but I've said this before, it's just been one of those kind of years where it's like you have to focus on just the next day, the next man up, finding a way to win each Sunday. And then at the end, you can look up and see where you're at. And so for us to be in this position is really cool. We're all grateful for it, but at the same time, we have to go do something about it. And we got to watch the film, get better, and go execute and win.
We said there was that stretch of 4 games that they were going to have to get, and that was the Cardinals, the Panthers, the Browns, and the Titans. The bye week was in there as well. They did all that. Then they responded with a clutch win at Indianapolis, and then yesterday's win against the Bears. And if you look at what the offense is doing, 37, 48, 42 points. Now, they're giving up points. They're probably going to have to win like this, but there's a huge difference if they can score on Seattle and get that 1 seed. The advantages of having the only bye in the playoffs, getting guys healthy, letting other people, let that carnage happen in the NFC, just that field, whittle it down to half of the teams from that first weekend, and see if you could just take advantage of being at home and never travel and win 2 home playoff games, and you're hosting the Super Bowl. That's how much is on the line Saturday against Seattle. So, again, an amazing game. A lot of people still continue to talk about Kyle Shanahan being Coach of the Year. I'm one of them. There are a lot of good candidates, but what he has done, and there's still people that do not believe in Kyle Shanahan. I don't understand why. Yes, he hasn't won a Super Bowl. He hasn't, but, man, that guy can coach. He had a good game again. They're 12-4. This is not the best Niners team. It's not. But here they are at 12-4. All right. We break. When we come back, when we left you, the Kings played the Pistons. They played the Mavericks. They played the Lakers last night. We call it Kings Rewind. We'll look back in a supersized rewind when we come back here on Sactown Sports.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
Hey there, Jason Ross here to tell you about Gonzalez Law. Jonathan Gonzalez, as we wrap up 2025 and you think ahead to 2026, there's a couple things I want you to think about. If you get into a position where you feel like I may need some representation, I may need some help, or I have some questions, let me tell you who to call. It's Jonathan Gonzalez and Gonzalez Law. They're in downtown Sacramento. He's local. He's one of us. He's been in our community a long time, and he's been very successful helping a lot of people. And you can go to saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187. Also, maybe as you look ahead to the next year and you're making your goals and things you want to do and plan out, maybe there's something that's still holding you back, still keeping you from doing some things. But if you got a little push, a little help, and a little assistance, maybe you can get there. Well, that's called an expungement, something that's still on your record, that's following you around, that's keeping you from some rights or some opportunities. Well, have that removed. He can help you with that, and he's been very successful at those expungements. But maybe you need criminal defense in the new year. You've gone through a car accident, wrongful termination case, sexual harassment case. You need some help legally. This is your guy. Jonathan Gonzalez, Gonzalez Law, saclegaldefense.com. Call him at 916-304-9187.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-897-4400. That's 800-897-4400.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets the Duralast battery.
have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The clock is ticking. This holiday season, give the gift they'll really love. A new Honda from Northern California's best Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Happy Honda days are happening right now. Score big with low payments, top trade-in value, and a huge selection of new Hondas, all at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based
on the results of the study recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering free full diagnostic panels of $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He's got very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, back here. Jason Ross, Christopher Laud. Text line, 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Also the phone lines on our YouTube chat. We thank you for being there. Hit the thumbs up while you're there. Remember, you can go back and listen to any interview, any portion of the show, any rewind you'd like on our YouTube, on our Sactown Sports website, on our webpage there. Podcasts are available for you. A text brought up a good point, and I really wish I knew the answer to this, and maybe someone can help fill us in because I did not see this. I was really excited to hear our highlights today from the Niner game because I was expecting it to be the great Greg Papa. I know he talked about making his return. And our texter says Greg Papa would have had a ball calling last night's game. He would have. I don't know why Greg didn't do it. And I'm going to just assume, maybe he just couldn't do it or health-wise because we know what Greg's been going through. And I know the plan was for him to do the last two games. So it all felt like it was karma and coming together and they were going to win the last two. And maybe Greg could do all the playoff games and a Super Bowl. But look, health is the most important thing here, so hopefully everything's okay with Greg. And Guy Haberman does a tremendous job. And, hearing those highlights, he was awesome. He was awesome. And Greg Papa would have been awesome, too. We know that. He's legendary. But Guy has done a terrific job filling in and others as well. But Guy has done most of the games, and he's money. He is really, really good at it. So good work by him. All right, so since we last talked on Tuesday before we got away for the Christmas break, the Kings played Tuesday night against Detroit. They played Saturday against Dallas, and then yesterday against the Lakers. And there's really only one way to kind of sum it all up in our own creative, hopefully, and funny and silly way, and that's called Kings Rewind. Well, the last game for the Sacramento Kings before Christmas was a home matchup against the Detroit Pistons. Detroit beat the Kings at Golden One Center, if you remember, 2 years ago when they were the worst team in the NBA, and they also won last year, too, on a 4-point play to win it that ended the tenure of Mike Brown.
Who?
Mike Brown.
Who?
Well, now the Pistons come to Sacramento with the second best record in the NBA and the best record in the Eastern Conference.
Something might happen here, and if it does, so what?
After some early back and forth, Detroit grabbed the hold of the lead in the opening quarter and erupted for 37 first-quarter points.
What the hell just happened?
That's what I was thinking. In the second quarter, the Kings didn't gain any ground as they found themselves down by 17 points at the half.
Hey, stop it!
Well, to make matters worse, the Kings starting forward Keegan Murray injured his calf and would not return.
Ouch. I am in incredible pain.
And that was actual audio there. The third quarter was exactly what the Kings would need to ignite a comeback as they lit up the scoreboard with 39 points.
That's good.
Bad news is, in that quarter, they gave up 40 points.
That's bad.
Yeah, Detroit was number 1 in the NBA in the paint and scored an alarming 70 points in the paint.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Can I go now?
You may. You're dismissed. Final score, Detroit 136, Sacramento 127, despite a season-high 37 points from DeMar DeRozan. The Kings got a couple days off to spend with family and friends on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then even the day after Christmas.
God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
They returned to action on Saturday at G1C as they hosted the Dallas Mavericks, who were featuring the NBA's top draft pick in Cooper Flagg.
Oh, good for you.
Well, the Kings were missing nearly 60 points per game with Sabonis, Levine, Eubanks, and now Keegan Murray out of the lineup due to injuries.
Have we displeased you, almighty God in heaven? Do our lives mean nothing to you?
Well, Doug Christie would go to his 18th different starting lineup and reinsert Keon Ellis to the first 5.
We're f***ing switching.
I knew you were going to do that one, and I love that one. Putting Keon in the starting lineup did provide a much-needed spark, as Keon lit up the scoreboard early and often as he connected on 5 3-pointers and scored 21 points.
He's on fire!
Russell Westbrook reached a couple of milestones. He collected a steal for 2,000 in his career and moved ahead of Allen Iverson.
What the hell? Russell Westbrook?
He also moved ahead of Magic Johnson for 7th place all-time in NBA history on the assist list.
Go home, smell you later.
The Kings had a 15-point lead at the half and captured the flag, holding Cooper to 0 field goals in the first half.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense.
None taken. The third quarter was different, very different, as the Mavs in the first 6 minutes of the second half scored 24 points and Cooper Flagg caught fire.
This isn't happening.
Dallas whittled the game down to 1 possession, and the Kings' big lead was now just 3 points.
Damn, we lost. You worthless piece of junk.
Well, a 3 by Westbrook, a 3 by Ellis, another triple by Ellis, and Sacramento was now back up a dozen.
Come on, you graceful gazelle.
Then Dallas got to the foul line and missed a free throw. Drama filled the arena, and pizza was on the line. Another miss. That means missed twice, and the fans, yep, they got a slice.
Pizza! Pizza, pizza, going tummy. Me so hungry, me so hungry.
The Kings end up holding off the Mavs for a 113-107, and you know what? We got a holiday daytime beam. The Kings couldn't celebrate long as they were off to Los Angeles for a Sunday night affair against LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers.
55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 cokes, 100 tater tots, 100 pizzas, 100 tenders, 100 meatballs, 100 coffees, 55 wings, 55 shakes, 55 pancakes, 55 pasta, 55 peppers, and 155 tater.
Big order. Big order. That game was headlined, though, by the coaches. Doug Christie was coaching on this exact date 1 year ago that he made his debut as the interim coach for Mike Brown.
We're f***ing switching.
Lakers head coach J.J. Redick had called out his team publicly after a brutal Christmas performance against the Rockets.
I wish there was a word to describe the pleasure I feel at viewing misfortune.
A motivated LA team and their 2 big stars, LeBron and Luka, put on a show that was just too much for the undermanned Kings to take.
Not in the face, okay? Give me that. Huh?
The Lakers built a 15-point lead by half as Sacramento just couldn't hang with the Lakers.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Well, the beginning of the second half ended all belief of a comeback as the Lakers opened up a third quarter with a 13-2 push, and the lead ballooned to over 20, and this was a wrap.
Truck tire. I can't stop. Help!
Former King Jake LaRavia even got in the action. He had a couple of and ones to torment Sacramento.
Starting to like this guy. Just kidding. I still hate you.
Late in the game, Russell Westbrook scored and moved ahead of the human highlight reel, Dominique Wilkins, to 16th place all-time on the NBA scoring list.
What the hell? Russell Westbrook?
Yeah, that guy. On the bright side, a double-double for Kings rookie, the Crepe Crusader, Maxime Reynaud.
Ooh la la. Ooh la la.
Lakers win 125-101. Next for the Kings, another matchup in Los Angeles, but this time against the Clippers on Tuesday night.
That guy's got the best players money can buy. The best players money can buy.
And there you go. Now you know how it played out. I'm really pushing Crepe Crusader. Can that one land, Chris? You think that one can land?
Oh, I love that one.
For Maxime Reynaud, the Crepe Crusader. Yeah, I felt better about the Kings until yesterday, actually. But good job, good rewind. I like it. Liked it a lot. Hopefully you enjoyed that as well. Again, the way it works, I write a script. Chris gets the script. You get it in the morning, right? I sent it. I mean, it was late last night after the game, but
occasionally, if I'm still up, I'll peruse it the night before.
Were you up last night?
No.
Okay. So you get it early this morning, and then you just Do you read it and things just come to your mind, or
yeah? And then as I'm looking up stuff, something else will remind me of something.
Okay. So, like for example, this one. When I write it, I have certain things that I think you're going to do. So let me think back on this one where you switched it up on me. Oh, you did, and it worked just great. You did, what the hell? Russell Westbrook twice, which there's nothing wrong with that. I thought in the first one when I said past Allen Iverson, you were going to do practice, not a game.
Oh, come on.
I just thought you were. And then where I liked it, because if you know, like who's your guy that Keegan, who plays Keegan in our
Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
And then generally, if it's anything related to Coach Christie, it's going to be Samuel L. Jackson
from Pulp Fiction.
From Pulp Fiction, which is one of his favorites, if not his favorite movie. When Doug got mentioned, you went to the same one there, but that was good. I thought you might do a different one, but it was great.
We fucking switching.
Gets me every time. Every time it works 100% of the time. So there you go. There's our look back at Rewind. Now, if I'm not mistaken, since you and I are here tomorrow, we're not back till Monday. I think Monday's show is going to have a rewind from the Clipper game Tuesday, the Celtics Thursday. They play somebody Friday and Sunday.
The Suns.
The Suns Friday. I don't remember who next Sunday is. I think we might have our first four. First four ever.
Hambone.
Oh, man. Get ready for a super, super duper sized, Costco-sized rewind next Monday. All right, 8 o'clock hour is here. When we come back, we'll kind of reset it all. The wild day of the NFL yesterday. Some things that happened, some things that clinched, some things that are still ahead. And we get back into the Kings as well with some post-game reaction for the Kings. Big weekend for Russell Westbrook. All that in a busy 8 o'clock hour straight ahead here on Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
KHD HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
All right, third hour of the show here. It's flown right by. Jason Ross, Christopher Laud. As still to come, 1 hour from now, we'll be checking in with Matt Barrows from The Athletic on just an incredible night of football last night in which the 49ers found a way to beat the Chicago Bears. Came down to the final play, and I tell you, when Caleb Williams is roaming around like that, I did not have a good feeling that the 49ers were going to survive that. And even when seeing the replay, after knowing it's incomplete, he does have a man there. And his arm strength was on point last night. He made some incredible throws. But Brock Purdy, God, how good was he yesterday? Again, Brock Purdy, I think we've gotten past the point where people still question him, but probably not, because the next time he has a bad game, or if they, lose this weekend and get bounced in the playoffs, so do the Niners have the right guy? There's some amazing stats out there. I saw this one during the break. Tim Kawakami wanted to add to my Brock Purdy update. His career passer rating now is 104.8, which would rank him number one all-time over Aaron Rodgers. If Purdy had 1,500 career pass attempts, he now has 1,326 attempts. His 104.2 passer rating this season would be fourth in the NFL for the year. His 77.6 QBR leads the NFL. His percentage touchdown rate leads the NFL. His completion rate is fourth. And even if it's funny, because I think when you evaluate quarterbacks, and again, I still don't understand why this label is out there, but game manager is I still think can be a compliment if you really think about the essence of the position. What are you doing? You're controlling and managing the game. I think people think like that could be a negative. Well, all he does is run the plays that are called and get the team set up and not turn the ball over and score touchdowns. Yeah. And then the weird dichotomy to me about the people that don't believe in Kyle Shanahan might also be the same people that are saying, well, Brock Purdy isn't that good. Well, if you say he's a system QB and he's only thriving because of Kyle Shanahan, that's one heck of a compliment to Kyle Shanahan. And you're trying to rip Brock Purdy, but you're really complimenting Kyle Shanahan. But I think they go together. I think what the 49ers have identified and what Kyle Shanahan has identified is, I think Kyle has said this, I've heard quotes from it, his perfect quarterback is someone that is mobile and maybe even runs more than Brock, but Brock runs enough and he's athletic enough, because if you can create an offense against a defense that you have to play 11 on 11, Kyle Shanahan thinks he's going to beat you. If you have an immobile quarterback where it's basically defense 11 versus 10, because, I mean, if the quarterback's going back to pass, he's not running. And so now it's 11 on 10. And, now you get linemen out of the picture and so on and so forth. But you have your 5 skill players involved in a route. If he can get that to be 11 on 11 where you have to worry about the QB, he thinks he's going to beat you. And his schemes are effective. Oh, Christian McCaffrey, is he only good because he's running for Kyle Shanahan? No, he's better because he's in Kyle Shanahan's system. George Kittle, is he only good because he's good, but he's better because he's involved in this offense? Same with Brock Purdy. They all go together. They're a team, and football is as much of a team sport as any sport. And I think, to me, watching a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, who's successful in this, Mac Jones, where I had questions about a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, I personally never felt or trusted, should be that way, because he did lead comebacks. But could Garoppolo lead them to a comeback? Could he be the difference in why they won? Sometimes he was the difference in why they lost, but I think they run such a good system. They have good play calls. He's got a great scheme. They execute, and the quarterback will thrive in that system. But Brock Purdy is elevating them. He is making them better. He is making this offense better. He's making Kyle better, and he is playing outstanding football. He really is. So, great game, fun game to watch, fun game to be a part of. And, here's a little bit more from Brock Purdy talking about that Houdini act he had on that touchdown we played earlier about him to Kyle Juszczyk.
It was obviously a bootleg and just one of those things where the defense sort of did a good job covering it and just tried to make a play, keep the play alive. And then obviously when I cut back in, defenses tend to, go in cuts on scrambles. So just trying to keep the play alive, and saw Juice in the corner. So it was cool that he had his antenna up too right there in that moment. And obviously he scored, and you just try to give the team momentum and celebrate. So it was a cool play.
All right, what did Coach Shanahan see on that play from Brock Purdy?
I saw Juice that I was hoping he would throw it to him right away. Get like a 3-yard gain and a big hit. It wasn't the coverage I really wanted the play for. And then he didn't do it, so then I was just hoping he was going to throw it away and we could have a couple more downs. And then I just started watching him, probably like every other fan does, and he made me extremely nervous, and then he made me extremely happy, which happens sometimes.
Yeah, and so the Niners get the reward because it came down to these last couple of plays. If you missed it, these are worth playing again.
Purdy's in the shotgun with Robinson beside him. They're at the Bears' 38-yard line, second down. Purdy drops back. Purdy steps up. Purdy throws middle. There's Jennings. He's got it. Inside the 20, the 10. He's gone. Touchdown. 49ers back in front.
Yeah, so San Francisco did some amazing things, but had to hang on to the very end.
No timeouts left. Here's the snap. Williams looking left. Williams looking right. Williams U-turns, gets away from Huff. Still looking, backpedaling, throws, and it is incomplete. The ball game is over, and the 49ers have won it. They come spilling onto the field. What an effort. What an effort by this 49ers defense. It is raucous here in Levi Stadium, and the 49ers are one game away from the 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah, so my takeaways from this game, again, back to the 49ers, is their offense is going to be the way they're going to have to win, and their offense is special. Like to see them get George Kittle back. Brock Purdy, if he stays at this level, and Christian McCaffrey stays at this level, they're going to be playing better defenses and all that going through, but they're going to have to be locked in and sharp and not make a lot of mistakes and get what they can from their defense. But special teams, offense is all going to have to be very, very good. As far as the Bears go, I don't think any less of them. I mean, I honestly, in all candor, I thought they were going to win. I thought when they got down there, I'm like, the Niners can't stop them. I thought the Bears would get 2 cracks at it. I think there were 4 seconds left. I thought they might do a super quick fade. Did they have 2 plays left, or was that 4th down? I can't remember now, but I knew they had 4 seconds left. I didn't know if they'd have 2 shots at it, but they had the one. And the scramble improv by Caleb Williams, watching him enough, I thought, either he's going to scramble his way into the end zone or buy enough time to find someone open, which he kind of did, but he had backpedaled enough that made that throw really difficult, and the 49ers survived. But if they meet again, would not be shocked if the Bears were able to beat them. Nothing would really surprise me too much in the NFC playoff picture. I think the one that would surprise me is if the Carolina-Tampa winner this week did any damage, because those teams are both reeling right now. But someone's going to go on. And so Saturday sets up for a pretty eventful day. We know the Niners will play at 5 o'clock. That game will be heard right here on Sactown Sports for the 1 seed. I mean, that's what's on the line. Seattle at San Francisco. And right now, the line has Seattle favored by 1.5 in San Francisco. We'll see how that changes over the week, if it does at all. But that Seattle defense against the 49ers, what a showdown. Winner gets the 1 seed. The other game on Saturday, now that becomes very important. The first game on Saturday is Carolina and Tampa Bay, and that game had opportunities for either team to win yesterday, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers weren't able to win it. Let's hear Baker Mayfield address that.
To have a chance at home to get into the playoffs and win the division, wouldn't have it any other way. And obviously the things leading up to it, yeah, we'd love to change them, but still have a chance playing for the division at home, and I'll get this group ready.
There can't be more urgency, right? You're literally out of bullets now, man.
Out of bullets, out of lives, and that's all right with me.
Yeah, it comes down to must win to get in for them. How about his head coach, Todd Bowles?
How do you get them to reset and take advantage of what should be one more opportunity to try and win this next week?
I think we got to erase that from our heads because we have to get ourselves together before we worry about anybody else, Carolina or anybody else. We just shooting ourselves in the foot at every chance. That starts with me. I got to coach them better. They got to play it better, and then we got to figure out how we can stop making our mistakes to move on. So if we play and do the things we did today, next week, we won't be going anywhere.
Yeah, they got to fix it. They've been bleeding. They've been leaking oil. They've not played well. At halfway point, we're talking about maybe Baker Mayfield being the MVP of the league, and Tampa Bay is just falling apart. Now, Carolina's been more of a surprise. They're in an opportunity where if they win, they are in. Let's hear from their head coach, Dave Canales, on their opportunity.
Yeah, we definitely feel the missed opportunity, but at the same time, we know it's in front of us. It's clearly defined. It was going to come down to this game, us handling our business and facing the Bucs one more time on the last game of the season. Couldn't ask for a better situation for this. The guys are excited and fired up about that, and we got to get over the fact that we missed an opportunity, with the Bucs losing that game. So, but our focus has to go to the next one really quickly.
Yeah. So the NFC South Saturday up for grabs. Winner gets the 4 seed, and that 5 spot in the NFC wildcard picture is a coveted spot if you're not going to get the 1 seed because you want to be the team that's going to either Tampa or Carolina to increase your chances to get to the next round in the NFC playoff picture. Now, the final game of Week 18 is going to be Sunday night, and they have flexed this game to Baltimore and Pittsburgh, and this game now matters because Pittsburgh left the door open yesterday. They weren't able to win in Cleveland.
Rodgers being escorted off the Browns sideline. Shelby Harris saying throw the flag, doesn't matter because the Browns just beat the Steelers, who now are going to have to play the Ravens for the right to keep playing football. And for Kevin Stefanski, you can see that emotion. What a win after what has been such a difficult season for this franchise.
All right, now let's get post-game reaction to that one. Myles Garrett, he's still chasing history, and he thought the Steelers were more worried about him than actually winning the game.
To an extent, I feel like they were more worried about keeping me away from Aaron than getting the win, and I think that's what came back to bite them. So they'll have to fight it out with Baltimore next week. But I'm just proud of the guys for fighting and getting this win. That's the main thing, and I'm always going to keep it that.
It's one of the great rivalries in the NFL. Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Winner wins the NFC or the AFC North. Aaron Rodgers on that.
And what gives you that confidence you guys are going to be able to right the ship next week?
Because we've done it all season. We've handled adversity well, and when we had to play our best ball, we did, other than today.
All right, so that sets up the final game of Week 18 to round out the playoff picture. The other thing that happened yesterday, a good game between Buffalo and Philadelphia, and it came down to a 2-point try.
Yeah, I just missed. Rolling left. Got to give him a better ball. It was there, and I got to make it.
Yeah, Josh Allen on the failed missed attempt. Now, what's interesting about that, the New England Patriots now win the AFC East. So the Bills' reign is over. It had been the Patriots for years before that. Now it goes to the Bills. Now it's back to the Patriots. Congrats to them. The other thing we saw yesterday was another game for the Colts, another performance for Phillip Rivers. His story is amazing. He was asked about that.
Well, I mean, if it is, and again, I'm going to be on board and supportive of whatever the organization, Shane, and however that decision is going to come to be. I'm sure I'll have some conversation. It won't just be a blindside Tuesday, conversation from him. And I'm going to be on board to do what's best for the guys. I mean, if this was the last one, I told you guys I wasn't going to have any regrets about coming back, and I don't. It's other than us not winning, right? Us not winning. It's been an absolute blast for 3 weeks. I wouldn't, if I go back and say, all right, now you know everything's going to happen, what are you going to do? I'd do it all again. It's been absolutely awesome. So, yeah, I mean, if it's the last one, it's the last one. I thought the last one was walking off the field in Buffalo, walking up that tunnel, and I was fine with that. And that one had tears those few days after it, and I was at peace with that being the last one. So certainly if it is, I got 3 bonus games that I never saw coming, and couldn't be more thankful that I got the opportunity.
His final stat line yesterday for Phillip Rivers, 17 of 30, 147, 1 pick, 1 touchdown. Really an amazing story, and it's too bad for the Colts after the way they started their season now, 8-8. So that's kind of a reset on the NFL weekend. Want to jump back into the Sacramento Kings, who had mixed results, as we said, over the weekend with the win on Saturday, but a tough performance yesterday against the Lakers. Kind of walked into a very difficult spot as we reset the Kings, and let's get some post-game reaction from that. And really, where did it go wrong to Coach Doug Christie?
A lot of our defense actually is bad offense sometimes, whether we're shooting bad shots, whether we're turning the ball over, live ball turnovers, they're getting downhill, and all of a sudden they're getting out in the open court. So that definitely helps. I think most times when you see something like this, you look at the turnovers and you go, 19 turnovers, 23 points. In my opinion, that's a lot of the game right there, because if we shoot good shots, if we take care of the basketball, even in the open court, 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, we can't allow those opportunities to get away. Like, sometimes guys going to make a play. Totally understand. But most times you drive that ball till they stop you. Once they stop you, you drop it to your teammate. Just simple, fundamental basketball. And, we had been doing it. And, we no panic. We just got to come back and make sure good shoot around, come into the Clipper game with a good game plan, and make sure that the effort of intensity and competitiveness is our standard of Kings basketball. And that was it, spotty and unacceptable. And like I said, that always starts here.
Yeah, I think it had been there. It had been there for the Kings. Again, I think we're still looking at a team that, for the most part, especially with injuries, isn't good enough to beat a lot of good NBA teams. But if they play a good game and play with that physicality that Doug's talking about, attention to detail and some things, they can do it. They can scrap out some wins here. And they have played better. They're not amazing. They're certainly not tearing it up by any means. And for those of you that don't win too much, they're fine. They're not winning that much. If we look at the big picture and the big scope of things, the Kings have 8 wins, 24 losses. That is right now 4th worst record in the NBA. They are 2.5 back of the next spot, which is the Clippers, and that's their next opponent. So if you look at that, they haven't faced the Clippers yet. We'll talk a lot more about that game tomorrow, but they play them tomorrow night for the first of 4 times. And, if you look at it from the lottery perspective, if the Clippers beat the Kings, well, now you're 3.5 back of them. And so can they catch them? Sure, but you're getting a little more separation. If the Kings win, you close that gap a little bit. But the Pelicans have been playing better. The Wizards got a surprise win yesterday. The Pacers are still really struggling. I still think that team is better than their record, but you're looking at the teams near the bottom with anywhere from 10 to 13 wins. The Kings still aren't in double figures, so they got a long way to go to really get into that realm where you're like, hey, they're winning too much. I don't think you have to worry about that just now, and I'm still not in that camp that I worry about that on a night to night basis. The Kings have won 2 in a row once this season, once when they beat Minnesota or Denver and Minnesota in back-to-back games. I mean, they don't have any kind of streaks of 3 or 5 and 6. Like, that hasn't happened. with their injuries. I think it's going to be difficult to happen. But I've been more content with the way they've played. If we look back at that Detroit game, like I said, on Tuesday, they lost to a much better team, but I thought they played well. I thought they looked good. They looked like a team. They played respectable. They bounced back with a good win against Dallas. Last night was some slippage. Certainly some things didn't match up, and that's what Doug Christie was addressing there. All right, he also talked post-game about the play of the rookie. I mean, that's what you're getting here with the injury to Sabonis. You're getting more opportunities for other guys, and Maxime Reynaud's final stat line yesterday was pretty good for the Kings as he put up good numbers all the way around, and Doug talked about him. Hang on.
You know, one thing that I like about Max is his poise. Like he catches the ball in the pocket. And I thought early he wasn't exactly sure. You know, he's playing with Hall of Famers and DeMar and Russ and different things. And, you know, I think he was a little like, what do I do with it? And all of a sudden he found his little push shot. He's aggressive. When he's open and he has time, he shoots the three-pointer, which I'm totally okay with. But then I think you're starting to see him pump fake, put it on the floor. He did it tonight, gets inside and shoots a nice little floater. And then he has playmaking ability. So I think that that adds to his poise as well, because as he's dribbling, he's surveying, which a lot of big guys don't do. But just his poise more than anything. I think that allows him, like when you catch in there, guys are swinging at you and all types. Sometimes it can rush you, speed you up. And I don't think he allows people to do that. With the level of physicality, listen, that's going to happen for all rookies as he continues to develop. So watching him, his base gets stronger, his footwork gets better. He already has the touch. A lot to be excited about with Max.
Yeah, and if we look at what he's done, he played a game in October against Phoenix. One game, 11 minutes, didn't score. Didn't score in his second game that he played against Milwaukee. Finally started to score against the Warriors. And if we looked at his first month that he played in November, 6 points per game, 3.5 boards. Okay. So now December is almost wrapped up with one more December game to go. And he is averaging 16 points and 9 rebounds. There you go. And we've seen him have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double-doubles in the month. Now, part of that is the injury to Domantas Sabonis, but that's opportunity. And that is more fact-finding. That is more information building on what can he be. And his minutes are up dramatically, nearly 15 more minutes a game, averaging 30 minutes, shooting 57%. Let's see, from the foul line, 70%. We mentioned the 9 boards, an assist and a half, nearly a block, half a steal. 1.5 turnovers, 16 points per game, a high of 29, high rebounds 14. And he just looks the part, right? He looks comfortable, looks like he belongs. I don't see a lot of embarrassing rookie moments out there. I think he's an experienced rookie, if that makes sense, played a lot of college basketball and looks comfortable. Very good around the basket, good footwork, right hand, left hand. You feel comfortable. That push shot starting to become something pretty lethal. Him and Russ are building some good chemistry. Pretty efficient right around the basket. He'll dunk it. He's got some, plays of emphasis. Always is hustling, communicating. So these are the things you're finding out. So like if in fact Scott Perry and crew look at, all right, we want to trade a big man, and if that is someone like Eubanks or Achua or Sabonis, all right, what do we have left? Well, we still have Maxime Reynaud, and how are we going to utilize Max? And can he be utilized in a bigger role? Well, so far, we're seeing that he can be, right? And now you're seeing him on – this is the other thing that the guys that do this for a living have to watch and be well aware of. Because let's just say the Kings gutted their roster this year. Tomorrow, they traded all of their veterans and were left with guys like Max and Clifford and or I'll take off and Carter and Ellis and so on and so forth. And you're left with, you moved Monk, Levine, DeRozan, Sabonis, let's say. 1, that's a lot of firepower. 2, you're going to score points. You're going to get production. It's just there's 48 minutes a game. Someone's going to start scoring more, elevating their numbers. You have to figure out, are they doing that because they're just someone having to do it, or do you think they could do it consistently and be a part of a team that has that kind of success? And I think that's what the decision makers need to be looking at now about Max. And I would say it looks like, to me, he's someone that could do that. not just someone that's getting the numbers because someone has to. And last night, getting 16 and 10 in a game where the Kings didn't have a chance to compete, that's okay. Get your production. Go against a guy like Ayton. Dallas is a big front line. They didn't have AD, but he had 19 points and 6 boards. We saw him against Houston, a very big team, a double-double, 12 and 14. When he had his 29 and 11, that was the first against Portland, then bounced back with 17 and 11. That's against Robert Williams and Klingon, some big guys up there. So he's showing you that he can do it. And to me, that's encouraging. It's also a second-round pick. These are the kind of wins the Kings need to have in draft choices and people exceeding where their perception is and how they got there. That means like in a trade, if it's a throw-in and all of a sudden that guy produces a lot for your team, or a draft pick that overachieves their mark, a free agent that overachieves their dollar value that you signed him for. Those are the kind of wins this organization needs to have going forward to get them out of the spot they are currently in and to try to get to that sustained winning that they are so craving. All right, still to come in this hour, we have who's hot and who's not. We'll recap our 3 in the key predictions for all the way back in the Kings-Pistons game and also a little more post-game audio from the Kings. But up next, 4 down territory. We'll ask who had the best week, the worst week for teams and individuals in the NFL. That is next.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
It's the most wonderful time of the year because the season of Toyotathon is on with incredible deals you don't want to miss. For Toyotathon, get low 1.99% financing plus $1,000 finance cash on the 2025 Tacoma. Or get low 2.99% financing plus $1,000 finance cash on the 2026 Tundra. Hurry because Toyotathon ends January 5th. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit and cannot be combined with other offers. Finance cash must be applied to transaction.
California's largest Sportsman's Expo is back, January 15th through 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Just once a year, NorCal's largest gathering for anglers, hunters, boaters, RVers, and off-roading enthusiasts. Buy the latest gear, discover the best destinations. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 15th through 18th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
At InShape, there's a place for every kind of mover. The Sometimer, the early riser, after-work grinder, the yogi, lifter, walker, runner, sauna seeker, recoverer. If you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong. Start the year strong and join today at InShape.com.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering free full diagnostic panels of $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's Holiday Food Drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today.
What would a Maverick do? 'Cause you're a Maverick too.
Give to get with no gimmicks. Limited appointments. Some restrictions apply.
Coach Christie here letting you know the year-end sell-a-thon is on at Folsom Lake Ford. And with your approved credit, get 0% financing plus 0 down, plus no payments for 90 days on select new Fords. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford today. Interest accrues from date of purchase.
Listen to the 49ers Red Zone Report daily. Brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the official pizza of the 49ers. Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, Jason Ross, Chris Milad hanging out here. Matt Barrows joins us at 9 o'clock. Plenty for us to discuss about that incredible Niners win yesterday over the Chicago Bears. But it is that time. You hear the music. Let's do it, Chris. 4 down territory. First down.
Which team had the best week in the NFL?
Well, as always, there are multiple candidates to choose from. I think the Eagles had a great week going into Buffalo and winning there, giving their fan base and others still more confidence. It's just kind of always, they're a little bit like the Chiefs when the Chiefs were still a team that made the playoffs. You're like, yeah, I don't know if everything's right, but I don't know that I'd want to play them come postseason time. But, I mean, Jim Harbaugh used to say this for the 49ers and now does with the Chargers. Who had it better than us? Nobody. Well, who had it better than the 49ers?
No timeouts left. Here's the snap. Williams looking left. Williams looking right. Williams U-turns, gets away from Huff. Still looking, backpedaling, throws, and it is incomplete. The ball game is over, and the 49ers have won it. They come spilling onto the field. What an effort. What an effort by this 49ers defense. It is raucous here in Levi Stadium. And the 49ers are one game away from the 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah, and the reason I'm picking the 49ers is because of everything that game meant. Again, I wouldn't have thought less of them, but I just feel like their margin for error is so slim, and I don't know that they can go all the way, and I don't know that they can win the Super Bowl. I know that there have been better Niners teams than this, but that doesn't always matter. It's like if you can have all the things in their favor to give them the best chance, and they had to win yesterday. And now that they've done that, they're in a spot where they can win one more time on Saturday night at home against Seattle. They will be the 1 seed, and I just think that puts them in the most advantageous position. Their offense is their best thing they've got, and it did not disappoint. It held up its end of the bargain. The defense made a play that they needed. And to me, the Niners had the best of the weeks in the NFL. Let's go to second down.
Which team had the worst week in the NFL?
Well, many candidates here. I think we were looking at the NFC South, and shame on the Buccaneers, shame on the Carolina Panthers. Now, what's good for us and them is it gives us good drama on Saturday because the winner of that game between Carolina at Tampa will win the NFC South. I don't have high aspirations for either team after that, but it's one of those old sayings, chip in a chair, you get in. Doesn't matter how many games you won in the regular season. They'll be at home. They will host. Whether or not that's the right way that the NFL does it is the way they do it. You win the division, you get a home game. The wild cards will have to come to you. The wild card team that will come to them will have a better record, probably by as many as 3 or 4 wins. But, hey, credit to them for at least being in that spot. But, yeah, the bad week for the Tampa as they continue to lose. Bad week for Carolina. It puts them in the must-win situation. But I think the worst of that, we have the same thing going on in the AFC North, but Pittsburgh had a chance to beat Cleveland. Not a great team. One of their rivals. And after what Pittsburgh has done to put them in this spot, the game you think that could have just secured it, made week 18 a lot easier for them, they wet the bed. They did not beat Cleveland. And I think Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers and company, rough week for them. Again, back to Rodgers, what he had to say yesterday.
And what gives you that confidence you guys are going to be able to right the ship next week?
Because we've done it all season. We've handled adversity well, and when we had to play our best ball, we did, other than today.
All right, so there you go. I think they had the worst week. All right, let's go to third down.
Which individual had the best week in the NFL?
All right, as always, lots of candidates here, but because of kind of piggybacking off that very last statement I had there with the Steelers and Ravens now playing for the final game of Week 18 for the AFC North title, I'm going to go with the Ravens and Derrick Henry putting themselves in a spot to be here. They had to win. They had to go to Green Bay and win, and they didn't have Lamar Jackson. So what did they do? They gave the ball to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry on the game. 36 carries, 216 physical, violent, rough yards, and 4 touchdowns. Averaged 6 yards a carry, had a long of 30. He definitely had the best week in the NFL. I do want to give a hat tip to Brock Purdy. I thought Brock was sensational. He was all over the place. He was going left, going right, and making plays like this.
Purdy takes the snap. He turns, play action, bootleg left. He's looking, he pumps. Now he's backpedaling. Now he touched the ball away. He's going to run. No, he's going to throw to Juszczyk for the touchdown. Touchdown, 49ers, and a beauty. And the 49ers are back in front.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Derrick Henry, but huge hat tip to Brock Purdy was he was able to do yesterday. Brock's final stat line, 24 of 33, 303, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, ran for 28 and 2 scores in one of the games of the year for sure. Hat tip to Brock Purdy. All right, let's get to fourth down.
Which Jared Goff had the worst week in the NFL?
Oh, Chris, explain.
Jared Goff was terrible.
What did that mean for you?
I lost my fantasy football championship because of it.
Quarterback in both of them?
No.
Who was your other quarterback?
Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, he was good.
Yeah, he was good.
Why are you losing that one? What's going on with that one?
I told you, she's got Derrick Henry.
Wait, Rachel?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's one player. What else? You can't make up for it in your other guys?
Now you're making me look at stuff.
Well, she had to have someone else. But I mean, Derrick Henry was great.
She had Drake May, Derrick Henry, and that basically did it.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm going to go to an individual per se on this, even though that's the question, because I want to kind of lump the NFL. I warned about it. I thought it might be the case, but the NFL triple header was not what they had hoped it to be. That's for sure. When the schedule came out, and they can't totally control that, but Cowboys Commanders was fine. Vikings Lions was the Jared Goff game that Chris is talking about, was disappointing, and as someone that has Jahmyr Gibbs in just about every league, I was frustrated with him. Broncos Chiefs was close, but it just A lot of star power was missing, a lot of games of importance was missing, and so the NFL on Christmas was supposed to be a showcase for the league and a star for the league, and it just, to me, didn't quite hit. That one, and the other one I would say would maybe be someone that would have the worst week, might be whoever's going to end up as the number 1 pick. And I say that because I like the Raiders. I want the Raiders to do well. But right now they are in a position to be drafting first. And they've had the first pick before. Doesn't mean they're going to draft a Jamarcus Russell type. That obviously did not work for them. But I like the fact that they're going to have the first pick, that they can control the draft, whether or not they want to trade that pick, whether or not they want to draft there. But what do? There's a lot of areas of need and, a lot of decisions they need to make. I agreed with the hiring of Pete Carroll. Obviously, 2 wins isn't enough for him or for anybody. I don't know that they need to make the move, but that's something they need to evaluate. When you've only won 2 games and you're now purposely trying to win 2, including losing the last game, that's what they want to do as an organization. What have they evaluated? What have they seen from in-game, from practices? Do they believe that Pete Carroll can deserve another year, get him going in the right direction? I thought he would be really good for that organization, and this year has surprisingly been just a major flop. Again, I didn't have expectations for the Raiders, but I did not see them as a 2-win team. And if you think about it, their first win is still going to be one of those games that just doesn't make any sense. Winning at New England to start 1-0 and winning game, was it 5? No, then they beat Tennessee in the 6th week and they were 2-4. But since then, Kansas City, Jacksonville, Denver, Dallas, Cleveland, Chargers, Denver again, Philly, Houston, New York. They've lost to all of them. And a lot of them not very competitive. So there's a 31-0 shutout in there. 33-16 lost to Dallas. This week, 34-10 to a bad Giants team. I feel for whoever's going to the Raiders in that first pick because they're going to be thought of, if they are keeping that, as someone that's going to be kind of the key person in the turnaround for the Raiders. And I don't know that it's going to happen that fast. Who knows? Even though this was another year that we had a team go from worst to first, I think it's 20 of the last 23 years. The NFL can do it. You could do it in this league probably better than any other. Go from worst to first. The consistency with how it happens. And it happened again. All right, that is 4 down territory for you. Still to come, Matt Barrows at 9 o'clock. But up next, who's hot, who's not, and we'll do a little recap, 3 in the key from our Kings-Pistons predictions all the way back from last Tuesday. That is next on Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes while giving you a head start on 2026. Earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The holiday rush continues at your California Ford dealers. The Ford year-end sell-a-thon is on. Now through January 2nd, get our best offers across the most popular Ford trucks and SUVs. From America's best-selling Ford F-Series trucks for 48 years, the legendary F-150 and Super Duty, to the Bronco family of SUVs for those who don't wait for adventure to begin. Plus, all-electric standouts like the Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning. And Explorer and Escape, the perfect balance of comfort, capability, and everyday versatility. Get ready to power through whatever the season brings in a Ford. But don't wait. These year-end sell-a-thon savings won't last. The clock's ticking. The lots are moving. And these are the season's biggest savings on an incredible selection of Ford vehicles. Rush in before the sell-a-thon and the savings are over January 2nd. Get to your California Ford dealers today. Claim based on 1977 and 2024 calendar year industry reported total.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Well, Chris, let's ask that question. Excuse me. Who is hot?
Manchester City Football Club.
Oh, boy.
In the month of December, they have not lost a game. In fact, they have not drawn a game. They have won every single game in December and are 2 points behind the leaders, Arsenal FC.
Would you say never lost?
I will say it has been a December to remember event.
Oh, wow. Do they have any more in December, you said?
No, yesterday their 2-1 win over Nottingham Forest. I don't know what accent that was.
I don't either, but easy win. Light work. So they head into 2026 hot. Sizzling hot.
Sizzling hot.
White hot. Why is white hot like the hottest?
You've never seen like white hot?
Describe it.
Like if you're burning metal or something and it turns red and then it turns white?
Oh. No, I guess not. Not in person. How many times have you burned metal?
Too many to count.
Right. Oh, is that what you're going to do at the in the cabin? Burn
Yeah.
metal. I've gone up here to burn metal, boys.
It's burn metal, baby.
Okay, so they're hot. We have to go on the flip side, though, and find out who's not hot.
Jared Goff of the Detroit Lions in the 23-10 loss to the Minnesota Vikings. He was 15 of 29 for only 197 yards. He did have a touchdown.
Yay.
But 2 interceptions and 3 fumbles.
Is it one of those things like you just despise him now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're putting your blame on your fantasy season on Jared Goff.
Yes.
Someone else had to let you down. Your team wasn't relying on Jared Goff.
No, that was basically it.
If Goff had a standard day, you win? I don't believe that. I mean, he had a subpar day.
Well, who I was going up against also had Philadelphia's defense, which did good for him. And then, actually, it was all of my Lions. Jamison Williams, who had been pretty good all year.
There you go.
Also didn't do well. That was basically it.
Wait, who's your top pick on that team?
Who's my number one pick?
Mm-hmm.
McCaffrey.
Oh, okay. Well, he nearly brought you back. How far down were you before that?
How far? Oh, so this one, you got to remember, this isn't the work one where I said I need Nakua to get 40.
Oh.
Like, technically, I'm only down 10 points, but I've got Nakua and he's got Stafford.
And the other one, you have Nakua. They have nobody.
Yeah. So basically, like, I can win if Nakua goes off and Stafford has, like, some interceptions and fumbles.
You need Nakua to have, like, an end-around score. So he gets a touchdown that's not from Stafford. Stafford can still throw him one, and Nakua get, like, over 110 catches, and then you might be it.
Or if Stafford
had
some sort of sickness.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were going to say, like,
what
breaks his back.
What if Stafford had the Kobe burger in Sacramento?
You could send him one to his Atlanta hotel room.
Whoa, free burger.
I've always wanted one of these. There's no way do you think? No, they don't eat room service. Well, generally. I mean, they all eat with the team, but there's a chance you could still order room service on your own, I guess. But, yeah. I mean,
wasn't that the Jordan pizza?
Allegedly, right? Allegedly. Verlad the Welder. That's from Campeo.
What does that mean?
White hot.
Oh, white
burning
hot,
metal.
yeah.
What does that mean? Tell me. Let me know. All right, let's do a little recap. This is from way back. I still have my notes here of our predictions back last Tuesday, Chris, when it was you and I. Still no Dave on that show. Kings and Pistons. Let's recap our 3 in the key. Okay, in that game, we asked who would be the Kings' leading scorer in that game. In this game, I don't even think I wrote down the leading score, so I need to find that. I know we weren't correct. I got to go all the way back to Tuesday of last week, before Christmas, December 23rd. The Kings and the Detroit Pistons. Detroit won that game 136-127, so we had a lot of points. So, yeah, here's the leading score. Chris, I said Keegan Murray for 26. Keegan Murray had 2 points and left with an injury. Chris, you said DeMar DeRozan in 24. DeMar DeRozan was correct, but he had a season-high 37. You were way off. All right, next up, we asked for the first King to score and the last King to score. I said it would be Keegan Murray and Russell Westbrook. Last, you said it would be DeMar DeRozan and DeMar DeRozan. The first basket was Precious Achiuwa. And the last one, I got it, Russell Westbrook. Then we asked for a random stat, something we predicted that would happen.
Whoops, that wasn't what I was looking for.
What were you looking for?
I was looking for...
What the hell?
Russell Westbrook?
And the last one, I said my random stat, Maxime Reynaud would have a double-double. He had 8 points and 8 boards. Single.
Ooh la la. Ooh la la.
And Chris, you said Keegan would have 3 or more blocks. Well, as we know, he only played 20 minutes. He got hurt, but he had 2 blocks. Not bad. What does Keegan say to that?
Ouch. I am in incredible pain.
That's what we thought. Thought that was the case. We'll have another 3 in the key for tomorrow's game. The last game of the calendar year 2025 for the Sacramento Kings. The last win came the other day against Dallas. And, look, we've been playing a lot of stuff from the Laker game yesterday, and that was not all fun, not all giggles for the Kings. But I always like to hear post-game reaction right after a win. How about this? Neat Clifford stopped by after a good game for the rookie and joined the G-Man after the win on Saturday.
But you seem to be fighting. Yo, you hear me?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. There's a lot of noise in this building.
It's a little loud in here.
That's what happens when the Kings get a win.
I like the sound of it.
Yes, indeed. Well, we like the fact that the wins have been tough to come by. I mean, everybody knows that. Injuries have been a major problem. But today, it seemed to me that the Kings did a stellar job defensively, particularly in minimizing points in the paint. How did you read that?
Yeah, I mean, that was the scout. Their team likes to get downhill, get in the paint, catch lobs. And I think, we did a good job of just cutting that off, making them take tougher shots, maybe long twos or, contested threes. So, good defensive effort.
Obviously, a lot of attention is being paid to Cooper Flagg, and deservedly so. The beam is now lit. Our audience can't tell.
Light that beam up.
Yes, indeed. We're talking about Cooper Flagg and the fact that you held him to just 2 points on a pair of free throws in the first half, but you knew that sooner or later he was going to come to life. Was there any concern, or how did that resonate with you?
Yeah, I mean, a guy like that, he's talented. He has a green light, so he's always going to get it going at some point because he's going to continue to be aggressive. So, for us, we just needed to, find ways to make it tough on him. Team defensive effort, crowding the paint, collapsing on him, making him be a playmaker, and I think we did a good job of limiting him. He did get going a little bit in the second half, but good overall job.
I'm curious about how your body is responding. This is game number 31. You've played almost a full college season at this juncture, and you've only got, 51 more games to play in the regular season. How are you holding up?
Hey, man, I love this. I'm going to keep going until the wheels fall off. So I take care of my body, just do the best I can, and it definitely is a way longer season than college, so it's been an adjustment, but, I still got somewhat young legs, so I'm keeping them going.
Well, we're going to need some of that youth tomorrow night. Got a back-to-back situation. We'll be in L.A. for the Lakers. Congratulations, 8 points, 9 rebounds in this one, a couple of steals. Well done.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Nate Clifford and the Kings savoring the victory.
All right, so there you go. That was from Saturday's win over the Kings. And Nate Clifford, much better in that game. I forgot what Nate's final stat line was yesterday. 11 points, so he's had a couple of double-figure games in a row. And the Kings need to just keep continuing to develop him. And they're still in that logjam of a lot of guards, even with injuries right now. And that's why I think everybody, myself included, just anxious to see kind of the next step. Like, what are they going to elect to do here? When can they make these trades? What will the market be for some of these guys? I'll continue to maintain kind of the same stance on that. I think they personally need to do it. I said it earlier, they're better when they play bigger. That will help, but also just get a little bit more clarity on the minutes and the rotation. But you don't make a trade just to make a trade. Like, I think they need to and want to. So there's a desire and a need, but you don't want to lose in that trade. You don't want to feel like, we just did it to do it, to change things up. That's not why you're doing this. Everything they do from here on out needs to be a move that they think is making them better and getting them closer to the winning, the sustained winning that they're coveting. And they're far from that now with just 8 wins. They're near the bottom of the league. But everything needs to be kind of with that mindset of, is this the kind of move that's going to give us either another asset or something that's going to build to our future? And so whether you get younger, whether you build a little bit more financial freedom to help add other players, or certainly add draft picks, that to me has to be the MO with every move they make. I don't think there's a need. The only reason you would take back someone that's older, to me, is if it's an expiring contract. And you're basically just saying, hey, we've got, if you do that in February, we got a month and a half left of the season, maybe 2 months, and this player is going to play out the final. Let's remember, when you get to the All-Star break and right around the trade deadline, there's like 30 games or less left. So you're basically in the home stretch. And that would be the only other reason to take on any kind of age with a contract that comes back as an expiring. If you moved a player that had 2 or 3 years left and you got an expiring, okay, I would accept that. But otherwise, younger, draft picks, financial freedom. Those need to be kind of the thought process for this team to me, because they're going to build this in the draft. They're going to build it with youth, and they're going to try to build it with the right free agents. I mean, I think that's how it has to go. Let's see. From Jeff, we are as competitive now as we were before. We've got $120 million sitting on the bench. I think it's encouraging moving forward. Move those players and get what we can so we can all get a fresh start. I think for those guys too, look, I'll applaud the professionalism of Westbrook, of DeRozan, of guys that are going out there that want to win. I mean, they do. I mean, they're near the end of their career. They want a ring. It's not going to happen in Sacramento this year. So, they probably would love to be on another team playing in games that may not mean as much now, but will mean more in April. And they certainly hope to be playing in May and, if they're lucky, in June. This team will not be. So those guys would love to get there. And, the way you watch them play, I don't know how a guy like DeMar DeRozan, who's still effective and efficient and a good scorer and a professional bucket getter, can't help someone else, or Russell Westbrook, or any of these guys. But it's finding the right trade partner, sometimes squeezing in those contracts to make it work. There's 2 sides to this, and I know the Kings are still in pursuit of all of that. All right, 1 hour left. In the final hour, we'll have Crosstalk, we'll have Celebrity Birthdays, we'll have What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. But up next, back to that Sunday night thriller. The Niners are now in a spot, a win, and they are the 1 seed. They'd have a bye all the way through. We'll relive the thriller last night at home with the Niners over the Bears. Matt Barrows from The Athletic joins us next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Year-end pricing's in effect. Every vehicle's priced to sell before the new year during Happy Honda Days. At Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get behind the wheel of your new Accord or Civic today. Own or lease during Happy Honda Days at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering free full diagnostic panels of $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Purdy's in the shotgun with Robinson beside him. They're at the Bears' 38-yard line, second down. Purdy drops back. Purdy steps up. Purdy throws middle. There's Jennings. He's got it. Inside the 20, the 10. He's gone. Touchdown. 49ers back in front. No timeouts left. Here's the snap. Williams looking left. Williams looking right. Williams U-turns. Gets away from Huff. Still looking. Backpedaling. Throws. And it is incomplete. The ball game is over. And the 49ers have won it. They come spilling onto the field. What an effort. What an effort by this 49ers defense. It is raucous here at Levi Stadium. And the 49ers are one game away from the 1 seed in the NFC.
Amazing. What a show last night. The 49ers survived the game-winning touchdown there, and then the final play that they had to get a rare stop in a football game where the offenses were the stars of the night, but the Niners win. And to help us talk more about that, we welcome in Matt Barrows from The Athletic, brought to you by Stockton Honda. Matt, you've seen a lot of football games in your life, and I don't want to do the recency bias thing here, but that was one of the better games I've seen. How about you?
Yeah, certainly one of the most exciting. It was reminiscent of that game, 2019 game in New Orleans, the George Kittle game, where Jimmy Garoppolo had a great game. Kittle had a great game. It was just an offensive explosion, and that's what we were seeing last night. Not a great game if you love defense or sacks. And things like that. And that continues to be somethand that is kind of lurking with the 49ers. And, you wonder when it's going to finally bite them. And it looked for all the world like last night was going to be that night. But as he just played, they had a really interesting play call on that final play, basically dropping 9 guys into the end zone along the goal line. And it was clear that Caleb Williams didn't know what to do with the ball with all that humanity just kind of sitting in the end zone on the final play.
Yeah, when the Niners got the touchdown that we played before that, the one to Jennings, a little over 2 minutes to go, and I know I thought it. I'm sure you guys thought it in the press box and the fans there. I'm like, 2:15. Immediately, Matt, I went from, yes, they're ahead, great touchdown, this is awesome. But not only did I think, there's too much time, I thought maybe if the Bears score fast enough, can the Niners then go down one more time? I mean, that's crazy to even have that thought, but it did come down to the end, and honestly, I did not think the Niners were going to hang on, and the way they did, that was truly amazing. Did you think the Niners defense was going to be able to come up with that stop?
I did. I mean, early in the drive, I thought that they had them, and then there was kind of an inexplicable coverage. I think it was one of Colston Loveland's many catches where 4th down, he's just wide open. And the reaction from Jair Brown, the safety, to D. Winters, the linebacker on that play, suggests that there was a miscommunication, which is why the tight end was so wide open. But to your point, 2:15, I think Ben Johnson, the calling the plays for the Bears, was extremely conscious of that. I mean, they had 3 timeouts to begin that drive, and I looked up, and they're well past midfield, and they still have 3 timeouts. So he was cognizant of not allowing Purdy and the 49ers to have any chance if the Bears were to score a touchdown. And maybe he did that, he overdid that. And, they only had one real shot at the end zone, and the 49ers happened to call a really good play there.
Yeah, I thought a lot of the night, now obviously the offense was highlighting everything, but I think even with, guys out defensively, we understand it's a little more difficult, Matt, for the Niners right now. But the guys they do have, I didn't think they tackled very well. There were times where they kept the Bears shy of the first down, but, a broken tackle, a missed, a turn, a simple move, and you're like, oh, man, they still got that first down. I didn't think it was their best, of the guys they had out there, their best tackling game.
For sure. On one of those Bears touchdowns, rushing touchdown, right up the gut. There were 2 missed tackles on that play, and then you wondered, okay, where's the safety on the play? Wasn't there. So a rough game, and for just about everybody on that defense. I thought that Tatum Bethune played well at middle linebacker, but he has 2 big penalties. One of which I'm not quite sure of. It's the one where he tackles, who was it? I guess it was Loveland again. Low, and they said it's an illegal block. I don't know what a linebacker is supposed to do in that situation. Not tackle the guy at the ankles. And then the other one was he gets into a tussle with Loveland at the end of the play and strikes him in the face mask with an official 5 feet away. That's just something that you can't have, especially when you're that guy. You're the leader of the defense at that point. You're the middle linebacker. You're calling the plays. You're getting everybody set up. And that, I think, was a 3rd down play and gave the Bears an automatic first down. So lots of mistakes on defense. What could have been some costly mistakes on offense, the first play of the game, and then really a bad throw by Purdy in the end zone in which he got bailed out by an illegal contact penalty, which was a little bit ticky-tacky. I mean, even if you're a 49ers fan, I think you have to kind of admit that was a very lucky break and usually doesn't get called. But they took advantage of that. And other than that, it was a pretty flawless night from Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I think I did reference one of your comments during the game yesterday about, like, for those that are asking what's the difference between a guy like Mac Jones, who played well for the 49ers, versus Brock Purdy. I think it was that, I don't know, whirling dervish, spin, run, no pass late to Juszczyk, and other plays too. He ran effectively at the right time, kept plays alive, read plays well. I mean, Brock's played really well, but that might have been the best. Even with some mistakes, I thought he was magical last night.
Yeah, and that toe injury, which, was kind of looming over this season, he's doing moves out there that are, I mean, he's a half step ahead of everybody. It's like he knows what's going to happen. It reminds me of those Spider-Man movies where Tobey Maguire realizes he's 8 times faster than his opponent, and he's watching the guy's fist like come across his face. Brock Purdy seemed quicker than everybody out there, and he knew that. And you see his reactions, doing the Dougie and, the other game against Cody Barton where he just kind of put the ball in his face. I just think that, that's not his character, but I think he's just so elated by how he feels and that he's back to being himself that, there's just an energy that's coursing through him in those moments. And we're seeing the result of that. But yeah, that play, once his career is over with and people are creating highlight reels and things like that, that one I think has to be prominent because it was just creative and it showed everything that he's good at. His anticipation, his quick mind, his quick feet, and then he finds Juszczyk in the back of the end zone for a very easy touchdown at the end.
Matt Barrows joining us as he does each and every Monday at 9 o'clock from The Athletic, brought to you by our friends at Stockton Honda. Matt, I think about this team, and there are elite players on this team, like Christian McCaffrey's one of the great running backs, Trent Williams on the O-line, Fred Warner when healthy, Bosa when healthy, elite pass rushers and linebackers, and Kittle, one of the great tight ends in the game. I feel like when I heard some of the Niners post-game reaction to the way Brock Purdy played, I feel like the rest of his teammates are all bought in that, like, Brock is a difference maker and the way he's playing. Like, expect McCaffrey to make every play. You expect Kittle to make those catches. You expect Bosa to get to the quarterback and Warner to make these plays. I feel like that's the company now that Brock has put himself in from at least his teammates' perspective. They're like, this guy's a different guy now. He's confident. He's a leader. He's proving it. Are you getting that same sense that there's a full trust of Brock Purdy's teammates in him?
For sure. And that, not only that, but that this is the year where they're going to have to really lean on him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's a good difference between 2023 and now. 2023, it was, Brock Purdy's good at delivering the ball to all of his playmakers. But he's probably a guy that needs to be surrounded, with Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle to make this tick. Well, McCaffrey's been the only constant this year. And these last few games, 49ers 6-0, have really all been about Purdy. Last week against the Colts, storyline absolutely was about Phillip Rivers. And Phillip Rivers got off to a hot start, and the announcers couldn't stop, gushing about him. And by the end of the game, it was about Brock Purdy. Caleb Williams last night, fantastic. If I'm an NFC North opponent, I'm dreading the next decade. This guy looks, fantastic. Some of his throws were just unbelievable in terms of arm strength and how quickly he's able to get it out there. Has one of the best games of his career, and yet the story is still Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
So he's out dueling these guys on some of their best nights as well. So when you have that, and I think this is the theme of this year's 49ers, you have a chance in every game, and I think that's the attitude that they'll take into the playoffs.
I'm with you on the Bears. I don't think any less of them. Like, if they met the Niners again, I mean, that outcome could be different. They scored 38. Colts scored 27. Titans, not a great team, 24 the week before. I know everybody's worried about the defense. Can Robert Saleh come up with more schemes, more creativity, more ways to – because the offense is scoring, and maybe they're going to score – they slow it down to score. I don't know. But can this Niners team win effectively enough, whether it's this week or in the postseason, with this defense?
Win with the defense? No. I think winning in spite of the defense is, the order of the day. And, it's got to be something. There were a couple of plays last night where, a defensive back just didn't happen to have his head up and the ball whistled past him. There were a couple of opportunities for takeaways, but it was a precursor of the playoffs. I mean, a good team that can run the ball and has a good quarterback. That's what they're going to face in the playoffs. Robert Saleh threw everything, odd blitzes, things that they hadn't shown all season, this, that, and the other. And really, there was no answer to it. They got a couple of quarterback hurries. That was it. You have to be able to make the opponent's quarterback uncomfortable. And I just don't think that the 49ers can do that. The other part of that is that when they did get pressure, it was up the middle. So it's their defensive tackles or guys who are lining up at defensive tackles. They've got nothing coming off the edge these days. And I just don't see how that's sustainable. I do see how it's sustainable. It means that your offense has to win the day for you every time. And, the 49ers are showing that that's possible. This offense gets hotter and hotter each week. The totals have gone up. Their three highest yardage total games have all been in the last three games, and they've got successively higher. So they're still getting better. They're still scoring more and more points each week, and frankly, I think that's what they have to do. I mean, that's the only option.
Well, let's get to Saturday's showdown, Matt, because here we are. We're hoping it would come down to Week 18. It does. There is so much on the line for both teams. There's such an advantage to be at home, to get the week off, to heal some bodies. We know the Niners wouldn't have to go anywhere for however long it went for them. Could go all the way to hosting a Super Bowl if they could beat Seattle. As you look at this matchup, Seattle a couple weeks ago gave up a bunch of points to the Rams, but generally they don't give up the points. What's your early thought as we're a few days away from that Saturday showdown on this matchup?
Yeah, I guess Seattle hasn't been as prolific on offense recently. They've struggled somewhat. One of their two wide receivers suffered a concussion against the Panthers. It's a short week. That's been sort of their Achilles heel. Jackson Smith-Njigba having a career year. He's fantastic. But they haven't had a lot of other options as far as playmakers. So if the other wide receiver doesn't play, I think, it's hard to see them scoring in the high 30s. But their defense is also good. So, tight game. I think George Kittle probably will be back for this one. So that's a big deal. Remember, he was off to a really big game against them in week 1, and then he suffered a hamstring strain and then missed the next 5 games. So, with George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, you feast on the opponent's linebackers. And that may be a weakness for that Seahawks defense. I mean, it's a very good defense, but if you're looking for potential cracks, something that the 49ers might be able to exploit.
Yeah, and I'm looking back at the box score from that week 1. It was such a long time ago, but Pearsall played, had over 100. It was good to have him back as a threat. Tonjes was good. Jennings. I mean, they really, to me yesterday, the game plan was obviously a heavy dose of McCaffrey as a runner, and he got his yards. But Purdy, I thought, did a great job, Matt, of spreading it around. There wasn't one primary target, and with the choices, whether it was Juszczyk or Pearsall or Bourne or Robinson, like he was dishing it out to everybody. If you can get Kittle back in that mix as another key piece, I think the offense could even be more dynamic potentially.
Yeah, the 49ers are at their best when there's this mind meld between Kyle Shanahan and the quarterback. And, that's what we saw last night. It was, Shanahan was in his bag, and he was on the same wavelength as Purdy. And that's the result that we saw. So things are peaking offensively just at the right time. I mean, Purdy is red hot. The running game has finally gotten going. That's a difference between week 1 and now. You can say the same things about the Seahawks. I mean, their week 1 team was still sort of coalescing, and they weren't as good early in the season defensively as they are right now. But the 49ers run game, that's been a dramatic revival these last 3 weeks. I mean, they keep setting new season highs for single carry game yardage. They had 32 first downs last night. That's the highest number of first downs in almost a decade. So they're rolling. They're getting hot. They're confident. They lose Trent Williams. They put in Austin Pleasance, and it looked like Pleasance was a Pro Bowler out there. I mean, it's just humming right now. So they just need to keep continuing that momentum. They're not thrilled that this game's on Saturday. So it's a second straight short week. The Seahawks had to play in Carolina and fly back. So they're probably even as far as rest this week. But Kyle Shanahan did note that 2 straight short weeks. And then you don't really benefit from it. If you're playing on Saturday and you lose, then you're probably going to play on Saturday the following week in the wild card round. So there's no real you're not gaining anything on your opponent, I don't think. And then if you win, you get the bye week anyway. So there's that. So I'm sure they would much rather played, at 1:05 on Sunday.
Yeah, and the swing too, man. I'm assuming, and it's unfair to assume, but the Rams I think will win tonight, and if they win in Week 18. The losers not only not winning the 1 seed or the division, but likely will be the 6, and you're avoiding that 5 spot that I think everybody wants to face, Carolina or Tampa, for the Niners' perspective if they were to lose, and now they'll likely go to Philly. It's what a swing that could be compared to having the weekend off.
Yeah, weekend off, home field advantage throughout the playoffs. On one hand, go to hellhole Philly.
I know you don't want to go there.
Second hand, and I would not want to play the Eagles. I mean, I know that the Eagles aren't playing great and it looks ugly, but the Eagles want to get you into a knife fight in the mud. They want to drag you down into that morass, and then that's where they're comfortable there.
Yeah.
So that's one team I think you want to avoid. I think the Eagles and the Rams are going to end up being the 2 real opponents in the NFC playoffs with the 49ers thrown in there. Nobody wants to play this 49ers offense right now. It's humming.
Yeah.
The best offense in the league right now. So it's about getting hot at the right time. And the 49ers, I keep saying this with quote marks, the 49ers offensively are hot right now. The defense on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, so that kind of gets to the question that I have for you about this team and their longevity here from what's ahead from this weekend to the postseason. I agree with you. I think that there have been better Niner teams, top to bottom, more complete, certainly better defenses. But I think the way Purdy is playing, and you addressed it earlier, like now before he got the ball to the people in the right time and made the right decisions, but now he's making plays. He's a difference maker. Is the game that they have with Purdy make up for what they're missing from the defense? Like, does that make sense? Do they have more to offer with the most important position, Purdy, playing it at a higher level than he was when they were making that Super Bowl run, even with the deficiencies they have on defense?
Yeah, I think for sure. Your margin of error is slim, though. I mean, again, if that illegal contact call isn't made in the end zone, it's hard to see the 49ers winning this one. So you almost have to be perfect if you're Brock Purdy. And the way his game is he pushes the limits. And I think that the 49ers will take some imperfection for all of the aggressive throws and the playmaking that he does. If they beat the Seahawks, then they have that week of rest. And, it's just 2 games you have to win to make it back to Levi's Stadium. You're not going to face Patrick Mahomes this year. Everybody seems to have a weakness. There isn't. Well, I just mentioned the Eagles. There isn't one team that you just have to avoid because that team is just a juggernaut. There are no juggernauts this year. So even with the very, very apparent flaw that is the 49ers defense, man, it's possible that they can run the table. They score 40 some odd points a game. Teams have done this, and come away with a victory. It's absolutely a possibility. But I'm sure every team making the playoffs this year is thinking the same way.
All right, last one for you, Matt, as we're talking to Matt Barrows from The Athletic. A lot of FaceTime last night for Fred Warner up in the box, then down on the field later in the game. Everybody's always curious. What are you hearing? What is the likelihood that we see him again?
The likelihood is, I'd say, good. I don't think it would be for the wild card round, for example. If they lose to Seattle, I don't think that you see Fred Warner in the first game. Now, if they get the bye and they're in the divisional, I think it's 50-50 whether you see him.
Wow.
And it may be, they've had all sorts of issues with that strong side linebacker role. Maybe that's what he plays. You let Tatum Bethune be your every down linebacker, and then you sort of get Fred Warner back into the stream by giving him, 12 snaps in that divisional round game. And then depending on how he reacts to that, if they're in the championship game, I think you need a team of horses to keep Fred Warner from playing in that one. And then, Jason, if it's the Super Bowl, you better bring an army, because Fred Warner is going to find a way to play in that game on his home stadium, et cetera, et cetera. So he's ahead of schedule for sure. He's going to be pushing for it for sure. And it's going to be, up to the 49ers to, decide, okay, what kind of risk are we willing to take to get this guy back on the field?
Well, amazing story. If anyone could do it, it's him. What a game last night, Matt. We encourage everybody to check out your work today and all throughout the week leading up to the showdown Saturday in Seattle. We look forward to that game. We look forward to talking to you next Monday to recap it all and see what the Niners' path will be. Matt, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next Monday.
Okay, talk to you then.
All right, Happy New Year. That is Matt Barrows joining us from The Athletic. Again, good breakdown of the Niners, brought to you by our friends at Stockton Honda. What a game. Truly, what an amazing game last night. All right, still to come, Crosstalk, celebrity birthdays. But up next, What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. We've got that and more straight ahead.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
The holiday rush continues at your California Ford dealers. The Ford year-end sell-a-thon is on. Now through January 2nd, get our best offers across the most popular Ford trucks and SUVs. From America's best-selling Ford F-Series trucks for 48 years, the legendary F-150 and Super Duty, to the Bronco family of SUVs for those who don't wait for adventure to begin. Plus, all-electric standouts like the Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning. And Explorer and Escape, the perfect balance of comfort, capability, and everyday versatility. Get ready to power through whatever the season brings in a Ford. But don't wait. These year-end sell-a-thon savings won't last. The clock's ticking. The lots are moving. And these are the season's biggest savings on an incredible selection of Ford vehicles. Rush in before the sell-a-thon and the savings are over January 2nd. Get to your California Ford dealers today. Claim based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year industry reported total.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. The winter months bring joy, but also with more rain and snow, unfortunately, more accidents. Over the last quarter century, thousands of Northern California residents have looked to Ashton & Price to be their Rudolph with a law license to guide them through the storm of an injury claim. As always, we wish you and your family the safest and happiest of holidays. But if you need us, at Ashton & Price, we're here for you. So whether you've been naughty or nice, happiest holidays from Ashton & Price.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be fun.
It's time for What's on Deck. Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
Well, what is on deck? Let's find out. Brought to you by friends at Trex Decking and Railing. We do have Monday Night Football, which you can hear right here, Sactown Sports. Puka Nacua and not Matt Stafford, right, Chris? And the Rams take on the Falcons. I need a lot of points, too, from Drake London.
I got some people worried in the fantasy football league.
Because?
I picked up Garoppolo just in case, for some reason, Stafford doesn't play tonight. Then he wouldn't have Garoppolo. He couldn't pick up Garoppolo as a
Does
emergency.
your league charge for those pickups?
No.
Okay. In one of my leagues, which is interesting, is it's a charge for pickups. And there's a few people that just constantly pick people up. And I'm going, well, as someone at one point that I thought was definitely going to be first or second, I'm like, you're just adding to the overall pot. That's fine. You're like in 9th place. But now if I'm going to end up out of it, I don't know, but we'll see.
So do you guys have a weekly winner?
No.
Okay.
So you have a weekly winner.
That's what we did in one of the leagues, and then I left that league because some not good stuff happened.
Well,
this
that
was
needs a story.
2 years ago. The commissioner accidentally dropped Purdy, and he said, that was my mistake. I didn't mean to drop him. I meant to drop somebody else to make amends. He said, he's like, I'll put it to a vote if I can pick him back up or not. And everyone's just like, yeah, we don't care. Pick him back up. And he's like, as my punishment, I will not start a quarterback and I will put $20 towards the fund. But I lost it because I'm like, no. Like, don't do that. Like, you're gonna give this person, the person you're playing, a free win. And that person ended up making the playoffs. Instead of me.
Yeah.
It would have been me.
So you're done.
And I would have won.
You're done with them.
And I lost it.
Can fences be mended here?
I just won't. Yeah, we're fine. I'm just never going to play fantasy
with them again.
I'm just not going to have him as commissioner.
Are any of your leagues, you're in what, 3 this year?
2.
Oh, 2. I think I know the answer for the station one that you're in with the salespeople and stuff. It's not, there's no keepers?
No.
And the draft order is at random next year?
Yes.
Okay. How about the other one?
Yeah, both of them.
Same. Okay. Because the one of the ones I've been in for, there's been different versions of it, but 30-something years. We draft in order of how you finish. So if you finish first, it's great, but you pick last. So it's been a while. Fortunately, knock on wood, we've been like where we needed to play all the way through. But if I was not in that spot, I would definitely tank. Like this last week, it's like, no, I don't want any points. If I was in like 7th, and like, let me finish 10th so I can pick 3rd as opposed to picking 5th or whatever. And the weird thing with that league, I don't know if it's weird, but we have a keeper. And so the first round, everybody's keeper is someone they liked from their team the last year, and then you get to the second round. So you know when you've got a good team, when you have to decide who you're keeping, and then you put the rest of your guys back in the pool, and you're like, oh, they went 1, they went 2, they went 6. You're like, all these guys that were on our team that helped us finish second or first are now gone before we pick at the end of the first round. But yeah, every fantasy league's a little different. I kind of like that. It makes, I don't know. That one is my most unique one that I've been in forever. The other 2 that I'm in are just kind of standard.
I like the Survivor one that Dave Richards talks about.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out that concept. So the way you said it, Chris? The team that finishes last is out, lowest for the week.
Yes.
And all those players go into the pool.
Yes.
Now, I don't know how is the waiver wire the same? Like if you and I were in it and Dave, and we were 10th, 11th, and 12th, but 12th, let's say, is Dave. He's eliminated.
That's not too hard to imagine.
And then are you and I as 10th and 11th for the week? If I'm 11th and you're 10th, do I have like the first? Like, is that the way the waiver wire work? I mean, that's what I would want to know.
Yeah.
Because then it's like an advantage. Like, yeah, I just barely got through this week, but I took Dave's best player and now added it to my roster. But obviously I have to drop somebody, but then you get to bye weeks.
Those last teams have to be like super weird looking.
Oh, just stacked. It's like, man, you have Derrick Henry, you have Puka Nacua, you have, all the best of the best. You have this quarterback. And to me, the whole thing with fantasy too is injuries. It's like the regular season too, but who were your important players, your top 4 draft picks, how healthy were they, and then what gem did you find that made a difference on your team? Like the one player I think I had in every team in my 3 fantasy leagues was Emeka Egbuka from the Buccaneers. And I want to say the first 6 or 7 weeks he was incredible, to the point where I'm playing him every week, and now he's getting like 1 catch. Completely different guy, but he was great early on. So Rams and Falcons, that's going on tonight. That's Monday Night Football. Chris, we have a bowl game tonight. Any guess in the bowl game?
It is the... it's a big one, right?
Oh, big one. Okay.
The Sugar Bowl.
The Sugar Bowl tonight. Incorrect. But it is the J-Lab Birmingham Bowl.
Yeah, didn't the Sugar Bowl change to the J-Lab Birmingham Bowl?
With Georgia Southern. Wait, what is going on here? We have Georgia Southern at 6-6 playing 5-7 App State.
They beat Michigan that one time.
Like 15 years ago. Do we have to have this bowl game? We've already had the Cricket Celebration Bowl. We've had the Bucked Up, and I said that with a B, LA Bowl. The IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl. The Staff DNA Cure Bowl. The 68 Ventures Bowl. The Xbox Bowl. Hey. The Myrtle Beach Bowl. The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. We had the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. The Bush's Boca Raton Bowl. The New Orleans Bowl. Scooter's Coffee Frisco Bowl. The Sheraton Hawaii Bowl. The Game Above Sports Bowl. The Rate Bowl. The Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. Your favorite, Chris, Pop-Tarts Bowl. That was won by BYU. Tax Slayer Gator.
2 Pop-Tarts this year.
Oh, there were 2?
Yeah.
Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. The Kinders Texas Bowl. I don't even know what that says. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. The Go Bowling Military Bowl. The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. The Wasabi Fenway Bowl. The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. And now we're caught up.
Okay, so for that game that you're taking, and I'm just going to make one other double check here.
The one I said
the
is happening
Birmingham
today.
Bowl.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what the get-in price is for the Birmingham Bowl?
For the J-Lab Birmingham Bowl, Georgia Southern versus App State. $35.
$35. I mean, it's 2 teams that you were talking about that no one really wants to see.
Yeah. Too high, too low?
$44. In Birmingham.
I mean, honestly, how many people are going to be there?
Yeah, those tickets should be free.
Tomorrow we'll have the Radiance Technology Independence Bowl.
And I think I know why it's so expensive. It appears that the second deck will be tarped off for tonight's game.
Oof. Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl tomorrow. Hey, USC's in the Valero Alamo Bowl tomorrow night. All right. Also, in the NBA today, lot of... Oh, yeah, USC. Got it. A lot of...
That's why Dave's not here. He's going to the Alamo Bowl.
He is, isn't he? They're in El Paso. Let's see. Suns at Wizards. You're a wizard, Harry. Warriors at Nets. Warriors with a loss in overtime yesterday to the Raptors. The Nuggets at Heat. Timberwolves at Bulls. Pacers at Rockets. Pelicans host the Knicks. Hawks at the Thunder. Cavs at the Spurs. And the Mavericks at the Trailblazers. So we were mentioning earlier the NBA and the standings where the Kings fell. If we do that overall for the West, currently the top 10, the play-in where you want to be as far as an opportunity for a team like Portland, they would take that. They are the 10th seed. right now, a half game up on Utah and a game and a half on Dallas. Then the 9 seed would be Memphis, also under 500. Warriors have dropped to 8 at 16-16, and they're 2.5 back of the 7 seed. So at the moment, the Warriors are a team I'm going to watch about the trade deadline because, I mean, you went for it last year with Jimmy Butler. You've got Steph. You got Draymond, though Draymond and Kerr had their little feud the other day. They're just a team to me that's going to be a buyer. They can't miss this opportunity to at least try something again. Timberwolves are 6, Houston 5, Lakers 4, even after their little slide there. The Nuggets are 3rd. Spurs had a bad loss the other day, but have had some great wins over OKC. They are 2nd. And still clear by themselves, 27-5, league best record, Oklahoma City Thunder at 27-5. All right, break time for us. When we return, we still have a final segment. We get crosstalk. We've got celebrity birthdays. We've got the final segment of today's Monday show. That is next on Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-897-4400. That's 800-897-4400.
Get more for your money at Elk Grove Chevrolet, where value meets style. Lease a new Chevrolet Trax for just $199 per month plus tax. Enjoy its roomy backseat, flat rear window, and simple, attractive interior packed with an 11-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay, and wireless charging. The Trax delivers more for less. Visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today for full lease details and see why the Trax is such a smart choice.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's Holiday Food Drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today.
What will a Maverick do? 'Cause you're a Maverick too.
Give to get with no gimmicks. Limited appointments, some restrictions apply.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Warrants reserved.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Toyotathon is on. And you know what that means. Unbeatable deals on your favorite fuel-efficient Toyota models. Right now, for a limited time, get a low-cost lease on the dynamic 2025 RAV4. Or shop the industry's best lineup of hybrid and electrified vehicles with 19 models to choose from, including the 36 mpg Grand Highlander Hybrid. These are the deals you've been waiting for. Hurry, Toyotathon ends January 5th. Toyota, let's go places.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Well, it's Jason Ross. It's Christopher Laud. Great text or chat from the chat group from Peg Junk. Hey, guys, do you think Mason is still on the basketball team after New Year's?
Ooh.
If you were coach for Laud, coach of the team, what do you think?
I mean, he has shown his commitment to the team.
He has.
So I think I will show him a commitment to the bench. And I hope you get real committed there, son.
Yeah. We got to change our commitment. Yeah, that was just a funny conversation to me. And I know it's, I guess, a different school. I don't know. You were at a different type of school. You played to play the game.
One kid, I remember we had two tournaments. It was a Vegas tournament and it was an LA tournament. And one kid couldn't make the LA tournament because they wanted to work and make extra money. And then all of us just made fun of him.
Yeah, that's what you do, right?
And it was one of our best tournaments, and we got like this really cool trophy. We got to go to Disneyland. It was the best.
Well, to me also, like, one, I loved playing the sports, and we're mainly talking about basketball here because they would be over Christmas break and tournaments like that. But those were the best times.
Oh, yeah.
One, being with your friends somewhere else, like, you know, if you're in a hotel or something like that, was crazy to have that experience. Two, it was the games. You really weren't practicing. And it's like, practice wasn't as fun as the games. And so it's like, it's games. You're away from home. You're in a tournament. You might be in Vegas or in different places. For you guys, you're mentioning LA. Like, that was awesome. That was the best of the best. So it was awesome to be involved in those. Here he is. He's now in studio. What?
I'll wait for him to get his headphones on.
He's frustrated. It's like too many chairs. It's the same amount of chairs. Alan Styles. People on the chat were saying, where is this for Alan? The odds of Styles showing up in a Keon jersey. The odds of him showing up in a Cam Boozer jersey. He's in neither. Neither one. Right now. Still another day. Maybe tomorrow. But he's here. He's with us. He's ready for his 10 o'clock show.
He's finally with us.
Yeah.
I would say I'm more AJ DeBanza right now.
Okay.
You know, I just think if you're going to swing, then swing. And Cam Boozer, to me, is a good player. Very good player. But he almost feels like a part of the machine, not the main entity.
I would agree with that. In fairness, I saw him play one game.
Yeah, I've seen
and
a couple.
I went,
all these guys.
I wasn't blown away.
And they keep saying the Darren Peterson thing is really interesting just because, and hello, Jason.
Hi.
But
Merry
it's
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. It's so crazy. I don't know. He goes 6'6". We'll see what he actually goes. But it's just to see the Jalen Johnsons and guys like that. I mean, I guess technically if Darren Peterson is actually 6'6", that would make him the same size as Cade, right?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't look like it to me. Cade looks bigger to me on TV.
Yeah.
But I've only seen Darren once because he hasn't been playing. So if he is as big as Cade, that makes me feel better because that's the whole thing about Cade, how you just need a big guard. And if he's really 6'4", I mean, Keon's 6'6" on Basketball Reference. So I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
6'6".
The Darren Peterson thing, I don't like the guys that get the hot, just come out of nowhere. And I'm not going to sit here and say I follow basketball. All I know is I've heard about AJ DeBanza and Cam Boozer for years now, and this Darren Peterson is now the hot, sexy pick, and that scares me a little bit. But he could be the guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it would be very Raiders of the Kings to take him instead of the guys that you know, like with, and I know things went south, but I really wanted CeeDee Lamb. That's all I wanted. And that year they did not take CeeDee Lamb. We know who they took, but why did they take him? I don't know. It came out of nowhere. Just take the guy. CeeDee wanted to go to the Raiders. He said it.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I got a question for you, Jason.
Yeah.
Like, you know how Alan's always talking about, I'm grinding. I'm on the grind. I'm the guy at the station who's always grinding. I'm always grinding.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't show up for the crossover on time, like, ever, even though it's at the same time all the time. I mean, I have heard some people bring it up that they think Alan is, dare I say, some sort of fake hustle guy.
Oh, because I said Max Crosby was fake hustle. It was, but...
It was.
Yes, it was.
Because he wanted to play.
First of all, I had to get used to...
It's fake hustle because he wants to play.
First of all, I got to get used to Jason being here, which is why you guys broke on time. Normally, I'd be fine. Second of all, yeah.
Normally you would be fine?
Yeah.
You've never once been in there.
Dave is walking
headphones
in
on, ready to go.
Second of all, Max Crosby, you took the bag, take your money, and go home. What? I want to play. Play for what? The team stinks. This is what happens when you play for a bad team. I couldn't believe. Good for Max Crosby. He should want out there to do what?
It's bad for him not to want to play the thing that he's been doing his entire life and loves.
He is such a fake hustle guy to me. At the end of the game, right? When the quarterback is kneeling, pretending to jump over. Oh, man, Max Crosby. And you hear the announcers, he just never gives up a play. Can we stop? Can we actually stop? If you really want to win, what are you, almost 30? You know you have to leave Vegas. So can we stop? If you don't want to leave Vegas, which I don't necessarily blame you for not wanting to leave Vegas. If you don't want to leave Vegas, then shut up, take your money, and go home and play basketball on your court with the weird ads on it.
Well,
that's what it is.
If the Raiders truly do want to rebuild and get players in the draft and make sure that they lose, shouldn't they just trade him?
Yeah, I've been saying this whole relationship has been ridiculous for the last 2-3 years on both sides. I've been saying that.
But it's mostly his fault.
I'm not saying it's mostly his
for wanting
fault.
to play.
No, I'm saying if you know you play for a dumpster, then you know you got to go dumpster diving sometimes. So, oh my goodness, I want to play. Just go home and enjoy your money.
He needs to lose so they can get a better chance
and look, maybe
in a 260-person draft.
I heard that the Raiders might get in trouble for that video he posted. Obviously, his knee looked fine. So, look, if that's how you want to do it, Max, cool. But nobody made you sign that contract. It's the same thing with Myles Garrett. Now
so
his
he should
legacy,
have taken less money somewhere else because...
I'm not saying that.
Oh.
Now Myles Garrett legacy, same thing. These pass rushers, Nick Bosa said it. I just want to be the best. They're very individual players. They are.
What's coming up on your show today from 10 to 2?
So James Collier at 11 o'clock mentioned Malik Monk's connection to an Eastern Conference team. So that's coming up at 11. We'll tell you who that is. I want to get into the Brock party. I want to get into the Brock
good
star.
was he?
I mean, he is incredible. I told Kyle, the guy is a top 5 QB.
Oh, yeah.
He's a top 5 QB. Can we stop it? And by the way, I just don't know who I trust to beat the Niners. I've been saying it. Everyone's saying, I got my buddies texting me, Alan, you're being a homer. You're this. Who's beating them? And the teams that we would pick, I don't know that I trust them. I like the Patriots a lot. I don't trust them. The AFC is just a complete mess. The Rams, that's the easy pick. But the Niners, what they split this season? So I don't know. All I do know is that Brock owns. If the Seahawks win, I will be so surprised, Jason, because the Seahawks, Brock owns the Seahawks. And Kyle Shanahan owns the Seahawks. If they win in Santa Clara, that would be the most impressive thing I've seen the Seahawks do since Legion of Boom. Because they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
They don't do it.
And what a swing if it does happen, because then likely you're the 6. You probably have to go to Philly.
You either got to go to Philly, or I saw you in a
maybe
weird,
Chicago.
maybe might need to go to Chicago, and, Brock in the hands. We don't want that.
Yeah.
But they're not. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you, Sam Darnold, he sees
every
the
single
ghost.
thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game.
Real quick, because Dave is in here.
This won't be quick.
We will just have a little bit of Raiders talk, because Dave is trying to do it's funny because Dave is blow it up when it comes to the Kings.
Yeah.
But he's telling Raider fans, and he's not even a Raider fan, but he's telling Raider fans, trade that pick, go get the trenches, and then either try to get another quarterback if you stink again, or get somebody in free agency. My only question would be, outside of Tom Brady, who is the last QB to really take you to the promised land from the free agent? We thought it was Baker. Now Baker turned into a pumpkin. It's this Geno Smith, Sam Darnold thing. I get it if you're not a huge Fernando Mendoza guy, but you just got to take him. You got to take him and figure it out later.
Take the QB.
You take the Heisman winner. You do. It's very simple.
All right, guys, let's do it. We're running out of time here, so we got to get to our celebrity birthdays. Brought to you by our friends at Crumble Cookies, and nothing brings family and friends better together than
not on me.
Crumble Cookies.
It was on you because you're having an argument with someone that's not here.
It's not on me.
Happy birthday today to Jude Law.
Oh, Jude.
52.
Hey, that robot movie.
Yeah.
Is it AI?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Robot?
Okay.
With Joel Osteen.
Would you say 62?
52.
54.
You guys split. 53. Ted Danson.
Oh, that guy's funny.
Yeah.
67.
74.
Chris is closer. 78. Miles Garrett.
What?
Yeah.
Miles Garrett. Guy. What is he? 29.
30.
Chris is correct. 30. Let's see. Danny McBride.
Oh. Westbound and Up. 52?
50.
Chris is closer. 49. Mekhi Phifer.
Papa Doc. No, he wasn't Papa Doc. He was in that movie. Mekhi.
This ain't no Mekhi Phifer.
I don't know, man. You know what they say.
Yeah, they do.
50.
53.
Alan's closer. 51. Last one. Julio Rodriguez.
Man, they should have won it. My goodness. You know what they say, but he did. Yeah. 25.
28.
That was a lot. We have a correct answer. Goes to Alan.
Come on, baby.
25.
That's how you lead it in.
All right, that's it for us. For Chris, I'm Jason. Thanks again to Matt Barrows for joining us. Alan Styles is next.
And download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger